Hello, everybody, and welcome again to another episode of Projekt Severovo. Where we last left off? Bruh, I couldn't tell you. They all found out that there's a lot of people who are basically husks of themselves, living in pods, being pod people in basically an AI choose your own adventure. So, they now have a goal. And their goal is to find the CEO or find the CEO's office and find the key to his rocket ship, his little AV on the roof, his aeronautics vehicle, and fly up to Project Apollo, where they are going to do something with the servers up there. So, yeah. You guys are currently in the hopper wing, in the basement. You have you have two bodies near you, both of them in different states of desiccation. One of them real slippery and wet desiccated, the other one actually desiccated.
If it's slippery and wet, then it's not desiccated.
Yeah, I know. It's shriveled. It's fucking... What would you call that? Pickled?
Pickled sagey.
Yeah, right?
I did it! Davabar!
God.
Oh, yeah, we'll just call that pickled Davabar.
Yeah.
Delicious. Anyway.
God.
We'd also been told where
it was up
the
in
CEO
in the
was.
It was
He was up there with. He was one of the many corpses there.
Yes, correct.
We wanted to go talk to Avanad though.
Yeah, we wanted to know what Avanad wanted us to do. If he wanted us to give everyone the choice to turn themselves off, just turn people off. I do that all the time. Or go and throw.
So, I was gonna. I'd like to add on to that real quick because I had thought for a minute, right?
That's frightening.
I agree. It never ends well for anyone involved when I think. However, That's part of the reason I like to do it. Anyway, not the point. I was gonna say, tacking on to what Gunnar said last session, about the basically the robot thing with the making them a new body if need be and all that.
Yeah.
Right. I was gonna say, if they consent to it, what we could do is leave them there for until we get everything set up. You know, have it set like Groundhog's Day until X event,
Oh, hey,
so that they don't come out not ready.
some things just kind of crossed my mind, guys.
Uh-huh.
Did we ever get an explanation for why the fuck Seiji was talking to us?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that was just Malice using Seiji's voice. Because
Malice has
vocal
He
never
did say that
needed-
Seiji was part of him, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's never had to do that before.
No, but that
Better
could be
yet,
part
has
of the...
anybody asked him?
No, I just kind of assumed that was like part of the programming that Seiji had set for him. That part of the torturing us bit.
Specifically you, since you're the only person here who actually kind of knew him.
Yeah.
I have another question. Do we still have the rings on the back of our necks?
Of course you do.
The ring.
Okay.
That's how Jonathan actually plugged into one of those pods.
Mm-hmm.
Something's off, guys.
There's no way that this is all just a setup.
Of course there is. It always is. This is jumping the fucking shark again. Anyways.
Hold on. So are you?
Now I
hold
know
on.
that it probably is because he's smiling.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say
The best
think-
part is you don't know if I'm smiling because I've conditioned you to be paranoid about every situation, or if it is actually a situation.
Uh-huh.
That's the
Better to
best
assume
part. It
one.
makes me so happy.
so. Hold on. I think the assertion that Gunner's trying to make is that perhaps the the thing on the back of our necks is still able to create false perceptions of reality, right?
Right. Oh. Are you saying that this is a dream within a dream situation?
It may not even need to be a dream within a dream. It could just be like an overlay.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are awake, however, maybe we never heard the voice over the intercom, or maybe the what was it, listener, right, that walked through the wall. Maybe
Yeah,
that never happened.
Speaker.
Speaker.
I always forget which one it was. I always forget the name on that.
That's also a good point. But surely we would have found some sort of like discrepancy within the simulated overlay.
I mean,
Not if you're not
Would we?
looking for it.
I mean, even if you are looking for it, that should still be very difficult to find
Mm-hmm.
because it augments your perception of reality itself,
Because
and therefore,
that's what these containers are. They are perfect recreations of reality.
yeah.
Perfect recreations.
Well, there's a question for Jonathan. Is there a way to, if you were having like a let's just say you're having the mechanical equivalent of a real bad trip, where you can pull yourself out? What's the Alt F4 for this?
Hey, Mike.
Computers.
Okay.
Know who else alt tab during a source game?
You don't keep your alt tab ready at all
You can
times.
see that I'm staring directly at you, James.
I know.
Ooh, it's a hard
Jonathan.
success too. Shit.
Jonathan, the only
use-
way to ensure that there is no. So first of all, the idea that alternate reality could be a display was not engineered into these ports. However, you've been out for a long time, and these things could have done something like that. It is a potential. The only way you can be entirely sure that you are not experiencing alternate reality style visions would be to remove this from your spinal cord.
Good luck with that. None of us have medicine.
Ah, fuck.
We just need to find what's his face from XCOM 2. He can remove it.
Ha!
And then we need. Then they'll just go, Commanders.
Ha!
And then we're playing a turn-based strategy game killing aliens. How's that sound?
I mean, theoretically, aren't all TTRPGs just turn-based strategy games?
I mean, he's not wrong.
Kind of.
Extra steps.
I'm too sunburned.
It's
to
got the
think
same
about this.
bullshit where you're standing right next to the motherfucker and you somehow miss.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's not wrong, guys.
So, what is your guys' next move?
Well, we were gonna go talk to Avenat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all we can really do, because I don't even think we saw anything where we could medically remove these.
Is that even possible, Jonathan?
He asks as he rolls computers again.
No, Jonathan, it's possible. It'd be pretty fucking hard. And by pretty fucking hard, I mean you would need either a machine, like you'd need a Da Vinci machine, or you would need like something that could like legit just, I don't know, like you would need very difficult circumstances.
In GM terms, I haven't put this in the game. Please don't.
No, not even.
Oh.
More in GM terms, try it, fuck around and find out.
Bad.
What's the worst that could happen? This campaign ends early.
Yeah, oh no, 2 sessions early. Ugh.
Oh, we didn't have our Soma ending.
Yeah, right?
Damn. We're missing
So-
out on so many thing. It's okay.
You
we can quick
guys-
save.
Avenat.
Yeah, right?
Can we quick save in this?
So you guys are going to go up and talk to Avenat, correct?
Yes.
Oh no, this is a hardcore Minecraft playthrough. If we die, it's over.
What happens if we tell Avenat to hit Alt F4?
That seems rude.
That, yeah, you know what? I agree with Gary. That does seem rude.
He doesn't know what that is. He'll be fine.
He might know what that is.
Yeah. Hey, Gunner.
one's-
the reactor.
Hey, Gunner. Hey, Gunner. Punch
Uh-oh.
yourself in the temple. Oh, he doesn't know the exact thing that'll happen. No, you live in your body.
So you're saying Avenat... Alt F4 is as integral to Avenat as punching myself, as my temple is to me?
Probably.
I was
Interesting.
getting ready to say, hey,
Thank
Gunner,
you for the information.
Wouldn't
I
it
would
just
like-
shut down the current
I-
train of thought?
it would shut him down temporarily, yeah. Because it closes the current tab. He is
Yeah, it
the
would
current
just be
tab.
like... But he's also the operating system in a way, so it's more like just changing
Is he?
trains of thought.
Assuming he's working like the prior Avenat we saw with the screaming thing.
Mm.
No, he is not the operating system.
All right, yeah, let's not turn Avenat off. We've already killed him once. All right,
I was
well,
gonna say,
let's not make the
and
rest
then-
of this campaign just creative ways to kill Avenat.
I was gonna
God.
Not
say,
kill,
in
just
the-
torture.
on the same vein, when we rebooted, quote unquote rebooted Avenat, he seemed much more aware of what he was.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, this
So-
Avanad. He said there were
Yeah.
multiples.
Yeah, this
So the one
Avenant
we
seemed
killed
much
is
more.
probably dead.
Yeah.
The one we killed when?
That is the one you killed.
Oh no, Avenant is kill.
You like remember he like remembered everything leading up.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because we had to be like, well, we gambled and lost. We thought that
Yeah.
that Mike would have like an important NPC in his campaign.
You think I give a shit about any of my NPCs? Dog, I don't care if my characters die at any point.
I was getting ready to say, dude, he
This is
barely
true.
cares if we survive, dude. That's just
Yeah.
more plot. That's just more plot.
Yeah.
Remember that
I am
next
Randy
time.
Random, god damn it. But yeah, I am Randy Random on Blood and Dust, my friends. So anyway,
Where are my 30 squirrels then, Randy?
we're not in
Okay,
that
so
setting.
Avanad, how you doing?
Yeah, so you guys take the elevator up, and you end up in front of the Avanad computer. You see the two eyes that are kind of closed in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You walk up, and do you just say, Avanad, how you doing?
Hey, Avanad.
Avanad opens his eyes, says, "Oh, you're back. Hello."
You're finally awake.
Oh, you're finally awake.
So, we had an interesting conversation with, Malice.
So I heard.
What do you think of that whole situation?
To tell you the truth, I experience things in a very different way from you.
That's why I'm asking. It's a new
Kind
perspective.
of pauses for a second, and the eyes close. Kind of hear hard drives clicking and whirring. Opens the eyes again. I don't know what it means to be out of the simulation.
You're experiencing it right now.
Is he
Kinda-
though?
Yeah, he kind of pauses for a second. Opens his eyes again. Everything I see is through a lens. The world is much larger, yet much smaller than I thought it was.
Basically, yeah. With a small grin, Persona.
Yeah,
That's our experience every...
We're
about
just
to
used
say.
to it.
Yeah,
Um,
say,
How long
Oh,
has it
God, I was
been
gonna
since
say
we've
something, I
gotten
forgot what
off
it was.
that table?
says, you got off the table. Yes. But did your minds ever get off the table?
That's what's worrying me.
If we believe that we did, didn't we?
Is that how it works?
Avanad. Yeah, and oh, go ahead, Davabar. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I mean, that didn't work in Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know if it would work here either.
Oh, well, that's just a... Yeah, we also don't have Mr. Bernie Hands over there, Sharp Hand Joe, saying, forgot the gamer glove!
God,
Um,
the next thing we need is some local 58 type shit.
You've already got the moon.
There are no
You got the
faces.
moon.
There are
Yeah.
no faces.
Oh, right. Yeah, Avanad would say, this world that we inhabit, it is two worlds, but it is one world. And the interesting thing is it's like an orange. One world is just inside the rind of the other one. But who is to say how thick the rind is?
I have a question.
That just means that the
Avanad.
rind's important. Without the rind, there's nothing to hold in the juice. It just dissipates until it's nothing. By experiencing the thing that isn't there, you know what is there.
But is good?
Does it have to be good? What is good?
Closes his eyes.
Oh no, I broke him.
Dude, all I can
Opens
think
his-
of,
Hmm?
all I can think of when you say that, and then sorry, you describe the computer noises.
Mm-hmm.
All I can think of is that picture of the the guy with the big brain. He's like, I'm doing 1,000 calculations a minute, and all of them are wrong.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no. Does the whirring and clicking again and goes, right. And kind of opens his eyes after he says the word. And he says, there are many questions I have that I have never had to think about before. Things that don't make sense to me. And I'm sure that they probably don't make sense to people like you who have thought about it their whole lives.
Probably not, but we've got nothing but time to kill, so shoot.
And says, altering the experience of these people. This is something I cannot speak to. I am not qualified, nor am I comfortable. But I am comfortable trusting you. You have lived more than I could ever hope to live in the way that they have lived. Your needs are much more pressing. You have biological factors that influence the way that you have started and the way that you will end. You are forever tied to your biology. There are things I fear I will never understand. Only rough approximations, shapes in the shadows.
You ever heard of a hunch, Avanad?
I
You ever acted on one of those?
kind of pauses, closes his eyes. You hear the whirring, eyes open. Once.
Good. Most people think computers can't do that. You're not a computer then. Assuming that holds true.
I think you approach the question in an endearing yet incorrect way, friend.
That's nice. I'm a bartender. What else am I supposed to do?
Kind of says, I mean you no slight. I just wish to say I am a computer, and I am proud of what I am. But
Good.
just because I am separate does not mean that I am not equal.
Never said that.
Kind of,
And if that was a hunch, I'm sorry, bud, but you gotta try a little harder next time.
and kind of pauses, closes his eyes, whirs and clicks, and opens his eyes again and says, I fear that though our communication is pointed and articulate, there will always be nuances that I will miss.
Okay, so ask questions.
And
That's all we can do. In our relationships, you think we even come close to understanding all of our own nuances? Can't tell you the number of times he says, tapping the side of his nose, I've gotten into fights because somebody disagreed with somebody or misread something.
We're tied to our biology, yet we're intrinsically unaware of most of it.
Pretty much.
I can't look at my forehead.
We can see
Avanad.
we can see our own noses, but our brain but our brains just choose to ignore that.
Avanad kind of says, I understand.
So seriously, it's just if there's something you feel like you're not picking up on, ask a question. That's what a healthy relationship's supposed to look like, anyways. Not like I've ever had one of those before.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
and
what do you guys know about healthy relations?
yeah. And Avanad is like, he's probably like, I suppose that there is only one question. And he kind of pauses for a second and he says, why did any of this happen? I understand why Alice did what they did. But why did the rest of it happen?
Which part of everything else? The end of the world?
And he kind of says, all of it. The end, the assaults, the pushing forward, the CEOs and how they reacted, or the board members and how they reacted.
You know, we've asked Malice that much. He didn't really seem to care.
And I am different from Alice.
No, absolutely. So am I. I'm just saying the one person who knows more than we do about it isn't talking because he doesn't think it's important.
Says, interesting. Well, as for my answer on to what to do for them, I trust your judgment. My input, I fear, will never be something that I can fully understand my own reasoning for, and thus I feel not comfortable making that judgment.
Hey, maybe you could fill in some gaps here. Or maybe at least dig a little bit. You have access to some of the systems around here, it seems.
I have been studying.
Why have there been... I'm assuming the recordings of Seiji playing, talking to us.
Kind of pauses and then closes his eyes, whirs clicks, opens his eyes. I was unaware of such recordings.
To be fair, the only times I've ever played, you weren't hooked up to anything.
Yeah, and you get like a sort of thing.
You know what I think?
I think those weren't recordings.
I was gonna say either they weren't recordings, or they are. You remember how Malice mentioned fragmentations of itself running around, possibly insane ones? Definitely insane ones, actually. I believe it mentioned. I feel like those are something to do with those.
But why would it want us to go back to the table?
So that it can be a little bit more aggressive with us, I think.
Because we're not a threat to it when we're around the table. I mean, how long have we been off of it? We've kind of upended what little status quo there was here.
Let's go back over the timeline real fast. Okay. So according to Alice, there what we know of the Avanad might kind of be onto something here. Something happens to trigger an end of the world scenario, right?
Okay. Yeah. And by the way, Alice talked. That had something to do with whatever's up on the satellite.
Right. And so somebody sent in a hit squad to clear out this place, right?
Yeah.
And Alice defended it.
Mm-hmm.
Why were the CEOs in a board meeting?
Perhaps it happened unexpectedly, or they had no control over it.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Those CEO members, let's get back up there to take a look, but
Mhm.
they weren't killed. They weren't seemingly killed by a raiding team, were they not? It
No,
looked
they
like
committed
they'd been
suicide.
Okay. That makes even less sense, you know?
Hmm.
Could also be that after this end of the world scenario happened, the CEOs gathered together, realized that they had inadvertently caused this, and just did it out of guilt or just not wanting to deal with the problem anymore.
No. See, people like them will always try and find a way out, no matter how slim. They've always got an ace up their sleeves. So
What
what
if
happened to take away those aces? They had a spaceship, for Christ's sake. They could have done something with it. But
you
they
might have hit the nail on the head? What if that was the only way out of the situation? The situation being this. What if they didn't want to be part of this Projekt Severovo?
Hey, who was the person who went out of the scope of the game?
There were a couple people.
Well, no, like went
The
out
old
through the
lady.
rubble.
Oh, James.
Did James share that with you? Did you share that with us,
Yeah,
James?
I said that there was literally nothing up there, or out there, but when I went up onto the roof, there was stuff out there because now I was in bounds.
And now we have to just decide, is this just Cthulhu horror, or is this evidence of us being in a simulation?
I mean, we are in a simulation.
You know what I mean.
Remember, we've already pulled the gun on the whole postmodernist thing of, haha, it's all a simulation. Because this is actually something that you're partaking in a multimedia experience. Haha. So,
do we have any evidence of quote-unquote friendly fire?
What do you mean friendly fire?
oh no, it has
or
someone turn.
building personnel and evidence that they were killed by machinery?
No, you actually don't have any
Okay.
of that evidence.
It looks like so the defenses only targeted intruders.
Mm.
The hit squad. To lend credence to the idea that Malice took control of defenses to take care of them.
Right.
Or they just triggered automatically. Either way.
Alice says that they defended intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Well, even if they had been triggered without Alice's go-ahead, it's their intent to carry out their program. That's the whole point of it being a programmed thing.
why did they raid again?
You don't know.
Well, I think that's a fairly important thing to know.
I agree.
Is it possible? Have we come across anybody who we could think was possibly part of the hit squad?
Yes.
You have not.
Wait, really?
No, you've only
Including
come
the
across
guy-
building security.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So they tried to get into Turing Wing, but couldn't.
Mm,
Because there was the dead security guard literally right in front of that doorway. Which
Mm-hmm.
means they had to at least come that far.
Yeah.
But they didn't come in? Because it was barred from the inside. Who barred it from the inside?
Maybe this is us just
Somebody's
realizing
starting to
that they're,
ask some really good, correct questions, Gunner.
maybe this is all just proof that Alice was lying and fabricated this scene in order to try and give credence to it when someone started asking questions later.
When we started asking questions later.
It was to give the simulation verisimilitude.
Okay, so, hold on. Back up. Supposedly, we were in here for long haul testing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
You guys
we
were
on
beta
the-
testers.
Right. We were sitting on the table. We were already jacked in, basically. We'd been jacked in a while, correct?
What? Whenever you woke up?
Well, I'm talking about at the time that the attack happened.
At the time that the attack happened, you had been jacked in for on and off 2 years, mostly on.
Okay.
Except for Jonathan.
Right.
Hi
Because
there.
Jonathan specifically was told that he had actually taken a hit and Seiji put him on the table.
Correct.
And somehow the table repaired him, quote unquote.
Yes,
That was the
actually,
term. Not healed, repaired.
Yes.
I have
Hold
another
on.
thought.
Hold on. What is your assertion here?
So, Seiji takes you. He bars the door and puts you on the table. And the table repairs you, whatever that means. Because they didn't look like they had any sort of surgery equipment attached.
They had a lot of fluids and a lot of tools hooked up to them.
Okay, so maybe it's not that far out of the realm of possibility. But then where does Seiji go? He can't get out of the... He can't get out
Hold
of
on.
Turing Wing.
Do you think he had access to no clip like James did?
Ooh.
There's also something else we're forgetting here.
Please.
And maybe this is me overstepping my bounds or bringing in outside material, as it were, but I know something about Mike. And that's a common trope that he likes to use in the stuff he does, is that the villain is actually just preparing you for something beyond them.
I did already pull that, though.
How deep down does that go, though?
Yeah.
Remember that the entire thing with Stramdex was that Stramdex was not actually evil. Stramdex was playing the part of the villain so that we would grow stronger to defeat him and therefore be better fits to fight the threat that even he could not defeat. Could it be that this entire simulation is just something concocted by either Seiji, Alice, maybe they're
No,
the same
fuck, that's
thing?
literally what he said about the fucking table. We were on there to grow strong, to toughen up, to do the things that needed to be done.
Yeah.
But this is also just another part of that simulation.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past the simulation, or the person running the simulation, or the person running the simulation. But walk it back to the door is barred. We didn't find another exit out of Turing Wing, right?
That's true. However, just because we didn't find one doesn't
Mean
it
one
exist.
doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
But nothing looked like it had been touched for years, right? In Turing Wing, everything looked undisturbed.
We found corpses in Turing Wing, but only one, correct?
Wait, we did?
Only one.
Who?
And it was of the security guard.
Right.
And the security guard had a name tag on them, didn't they? It was just
Yeah,
some
it was
throwaway
just
name.
it was just some throwaway name. I will tell you as the GM, that name is not important.
Well, there you go. So it's not like Seiji was playing Corpse Jumper or anything.
I was going to say, now hold on.
But
It could entirely be something along the lines of, you remember how Speaker walked through the wall?
Mm-hmm.
It could exactly have been something along those lines.
we need to go back and check that body.
I wonder.
How did Alice come and talk to us in a corpse that had been properly cyberized in order to act as a mobile conduit of sorts for the AI, and he could just as easily remove himself from it without any sort of physical alteration to the body? He just basically unplugged and re-uploaded himself back up to whatever his primary is. Is it possible that Seiji, who is actually Alice, because he has actually said at numerous points that Seiji's a part of him, and in fact a pretty big part, did what we were talking about here of putting Jonathan in the Turing wing, using that body of the security guard?
But then how did he get on the outside of the locked door? That was locked from the inside. It was barred, if I remember correctly.
Because
I
as
have
a
a question.
computer program, he just
Stabbed with an icicle.
What's that?
I said stabbed with an icicle, then it melted. No evidence. I'm just
I was
kidding.
going to say, Mike, I have a question. In my time working with Svaka, was there any programs involved with changing molecular density?
There were not to your knowledge, no. You only were privy to Projekt Severovo and Project LTVC.
The
Okay,
programs that we came across in the other wings, especially the one that I think was primarily dealing with science, did any of them have applications that could be either directly or possibly ad hoc shifted to molecular density or some sort of matter teleportation, as it were?
I was going to say, y'all see what I'm going for, right?
So not any of those. This place is mostly a computer-centric R&D.
Well, that just gives credence to still being a simulation.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's a computer outright admitting that it's a computer.
So, something other interesting I've noticed. We haven't done a lot of talking about the first little computer program we talked to.
Oh, Mr. Kept talking about the time that it was a person, that it was under the bridge, that it died, that it was a person, that it was under the bridge, that died, that it was the person that was under the bridge, that it died.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on. You're skipping a very important part here. It was a person under the bridge that got stabbed. Then it goes and stabs someone under a bridge. And then it got stabbed. And then goes and stabs someone under a bridge. Then gets stabbed.
So it's quite possible it's stabbing itself.
Or it's something similar to that, the first time you ever deal with BDs in Cyberpunk 2077, where first you go through that robbery as the guy who gets shot, then you immediately go back as the guy who shoots the guy that you were going as the first time. It could be that that computer has the downloaded memories of two separate individuals that just happen to be partaking in the same event. Which makes sense, because if they're trying to create a accurate setting to something, you would want as many perspectives as possible in order to catch things that, either through the fact that that one person has a very limited point of view, or the fact that they might not be considering certain parts of the environment or what have you, having multiple sets of eyes means that it's more accurate.
In addition, we did release that thing to the internet, and it did just straight up disappear. Hey, Avanad. Have you
Yes.
run into any other programs during your time on the little LAN here?
This network is self-contained with only one entry point and one exit point. I have spent my entire time mostly defending this entry point and watching the exit point.
Has it
There-
needed to be defended?
I am under constant assault from what people would, from antiviruses and from web crawlers.
Web crawlers.
There was a program that was somebody may or may not have released. Okay, that we released onto this access network. It was kind of is primitive too rude of a word? We'll just go with basic.
I was gonna say rudimentary.
Rudimentary, yeah. It was kind of a rudimentary program. It seemed to be kind of stuck in a bit of a logic loop, or a memory loop, rather. You seen any sign of that, or is that something we need to worry about?
I don't exactly socialize with things that try to eradicate my existence. It is hard to see parsing of data when all you see is a constant stream and your whole goal is to delete anything new that enters the area.
Gotcha.
I mean, he's interacting with us, and we kind of stopped him from existing. So that's a fucking lie.
Har.
Okay. Would a program like that survive very long out there, you think?
Hard to say. Right now, to give you an example, I am in a bunker on a beachhead. Out there is the jungles of the south, or is the jungles of the Pacific Islands. I dare not tread out to there. I'm safe in my bunker, for the most part.
They could come knocking, but who knows what creepy crawlies are out in the jungle.
Best to fire a flamethrower before it happens to be a Jerry. Announce yourself or die.
You and your flamethrower characters.
Heh. All he knows is World War II. It's the only exposure he's had.
And yet he called them Jerry's in the Pacific.
Yeah, he switched up his metaphors midway.
Sus. This is a simulation.
Hey, you forget the Russians fought in the Pacific, just maybe not Jerry's.
Yeah.
No, it's literally just a bunch of people out there whose name's Jerry, and they're like, human music.
Yeah.
So,
God.
all right, next step. Nobody's offices looked like they had been touched in pretty much since the bunker had closed, right?
Correct.
One of them, I thought one did.
No.
That's code for, and if it was, I made a mistake, so no. I know that feeling.
No. And then everyone's like, and they use the DM say, no.
God.
No, trust me, I know.
Yeah, I think we've all been DMs before, so we've all had that situation where the guy's like, but what about that one time? Shut up about that one time.
Like, hey, they were both homunculuses. No, they weren't, just the one. But maybe they both were. No, they were just the one. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Stop it.
But didn't you say that he was his sister? No, niece.
No, I remember specifically that none of the offices looked like they had been touched in a long time in Turing Wing.
Okay. So what was, and then you had that pet project of Seiji's that we kind of fucked up.
Which is what you've been talking about.
No, the other one.
Which other one?
So that first there was the living machine thought process in Davabar's office / wing.
Closet.
That was not in Davabar's office. That was in this room right here, which was an R&D room.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
talking about then I'm also talking about Seiji's office that had multiple computers.
Yes.
One where we accidentally deleted the virtual machine that had been running on it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's what you meant. I thought you meant like an AI, and I was like,
No, that was a pet. That was a different kind of pet project because it was what,
Yes.
2 computers hooked up. I
Yeah,
honestly
yeah.
don't remember what the project was supposed to be.
It was a back and forth like communication cipher essentially.
Okay.
One computer locked down all the files on the other computer, so you had to get through the first computer to get into the second computer.
Right. Then of course you've got Father Boro's thing. I don't remember much about his office other than his computer was passworded by a Bible verse.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a very
Yeah.
long argument about whether he was using the Greek or the Hebrew, because it was from
Yeah.
the Old Testament, and it was from one of the first 5 books where I was like, actually take it from the Torah then.
Yeah. So what with his office, there was several conversations about the ethics of what Seiji was doing, and mostly they went, this is interesting, spiraling down date by date into this is kind of fucked, and like they hired me to stop this guy if he does like weird shit, and they're not letting me stop him.
And
So like, why am I here?
conveniently, he was, well, in one of the long terms.
Yes.
And he was dead.
Yes.
Same.
No. No, he was not dead. Adriana was dead.
Oh, was he at 0? Was he not at 0? Was he just at like
He was
really
at like
low?
He was very low. He was at like 2% or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it possible that us finding that, assuming that this is still some sort of simulation squared, was Alice talking about the fact that it could have stopped Seiji from doing all this fucked up stuff, but it didn't because it was physically not allowed to, because it was a shackled AI, if you will?
From what I remember, basically, it got to the point where Seiji's like, okay, we've got copies of all their engrams, and now we're going to shove them all together and fuse into Ultron. And he went, hey, that's fucked. No.
Yeah.
No,
These are
sorry,
autonomous
not Ultron.
beings.
Voltron, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, if you could Voltron these people together, that implies you could break them back apart. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Selective hive mind.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was about to say,
just
hive mind
fucking
for a second.
hive mind's made of Legos.
Hashtag, babe, we gotta figure out what we want for dinner. Join the hive mind for a second so we can decide in less than an hour.
Yeah, but what if the hive mind is built on total consensus and not on majority rule?
Well, then you have what the fucks from
Geth?
StarCraft.
Oh, the
Protoss.
Protoss, yep.
Yeah, but then they just were like, hey, Nathrazim, fuck you, get out.
Didn't he leave of his own accord?
Yeah, they did.
Anyway.
We are getting off topic,
Yes.
and also we are having a severe lack of players doing anything, or characters doing anything. Players are doing a lot. Characters are not.
I'm just
That's 'cause
trying.
we're at
trying
a
to
very important
build-
juncture.
Yeah.
Yes. However, you are talking about all these places, and we need to check that out. We need to check that out, and you are not checking any of them out.
Okay, fine. Let's go. Let's start with the offices, so we can just confirm what we'd already said about them all committing suicide.
Okay.
And so we can get the
Keycard.
The
Yep.
CEO himself had the launch codes.
Yes. So, you guys take the elevator up. You walk into the big old atrium full of bodies. You walk past it into the office. You see the boardroom.
The atrium full of bodies.
Mm-hmm.
What's that all?
Yes.
I mean, it was always
Remember, that's
there.
what caused you go to insane and be scared of the moon.
Oh.
But, well,
Strike Squad.
yes. But there's a turret in this room. And
Mm-hmm.
the turret didn't kill any of the strike squad.
How you figure?
There are no bodies here.
No Strike Squad bodies.
That's my point.
Fair.
Maybe there was no strike squad.
Uh,
We have no evidence that there actually was. In fact, what would I roll to see if, like, the wounds that cause these people to die are similar to the caliber of that the turret is firing?
That would be both a first aid and some sort of firearms check.
I can
Let me
do.
try first aid.
I can do the rifle shotgun if you'd like.
Rifle shotgun would be a perfect check.
I want to.
Excellent.
What happens? What is the consequence if I push it? And can we use luck on pushes?
You cannot use luck on pushes. Consequence of pushing this roll.
What is my...
I will say the consequence of pushing this roll would be losing sanity. No check.
don't fuck up.
You know what? I have 50 luck. I'll use 42 points of that luck in order to succeed at this, because I think this is pretty important.
Okay, sure. So, first aid. Yes, all of these people were killed by bullets, first and foremost. You can determine that. Second, persona. These are large caliber small arms. So, these are like 7.62 something or other. They are probably from they're a long enough round that they're probably from an MG, but not like these turrets. These turrets are like 50 BMG.
Okay, so these people weren't killed by the turrets.
They were not killed by the turrets.
And where the fuck those bodies go?
And I will tell you also, the groupings on these bodies are really excellent. Like we're not talking like pinpoint precision, but we're talking like if this is a moving target, you got like a 4-inch spread.
Ooh. Okay, and these are these assault rifle or light machine gun rounds, basically?
These are basically light machine gun rounds, but you also see a couple sets of handgun rounds and a couple sets of like assault rifle rounds.
Okay, so not just anybody can, throw a LMG on the ground with nobody noticing. These guys may have been rounded up and executed. 4-inch spread? I mean, that's some good work for an LMG, even if it's especially on a moving target. You are either
stabilized.
You're either a machine.
A machine would be pinpoint accurate.
That doesn't matter. Even if you're a machine shooting, there's still differences in the projectile itself. Even if you've got the physics exists. Even if
does it in the simulation?
Well, if it's a perfect replication, like we've seen down there, potentially yes.
Yeah, but it didn't. It wasn't before. Remember the whole knife drop test?
Yeah, but we didn't try that in the LTVC. And the way Mike did a great job, presenting everything to Jonathan, really hit it home that some advancements had been made since the last time we were in the simulation.
Oh no, they fixed it. Fucking bug checked.
Yeah. So
back to the offices.
Yeah. I'm just...
No, you're good. You're good. You rifle around these bodies, and you kind of rifle. And you kind of make whatever aspersions you make out of the data you've been given. You head to the offices.
Yeah.
In the office, you see 13 people all around a table. A couple of them have fallen off their chairs, but most of them are in their chairs. There is a sheet of paper that you've read in the center of the table. And there is a handgun that is like on the floor next to the person at the head of the table.
What's that sheet of paper say?
Yeah.
The sheet of paper, to remind you, says. I don't think I actually saved exactly what it says, but I remember basically what it says. So I'm gonna paraphrase. It says something along the lines of power, 300 kilowatts per hour. It says system autonomy. It's like a list, and it's like several things that are like power, system autonomy. There's veto override, pending board membership, and a few other things that kind of are on that list.
So there's specs for something, and I think we came to the conclusion, oh, it's specs for Alice. It still pretty much could be.
Does anyone want to roll me an intelligence roll?
Yeah, I'm good
Can I
at
do
I can
that?
do that.
Oh my god, maybe I can do that. Who knows?
All of you get it at the same time as you're reading it with the context of this conversation you've had with Alice. This is a list of demands. This is Alice.
It's Alice's list of demands to the board. I want a spot on the council, and I want this dedicated these
power supply.
Right.
Which is basically like me saying, I want to be on the council and I want this many cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
A month.
Hold on. He didn't tell us any of this.
He did
Well,
tell
you
us that he
didn't
had a list of demands.
ask. It's a list, but that adds. Okay, just thinking about this. If you've got a super secret project on artificial intelligence, and the artificial intelligence says, hey, I've got control of all your systems. Here's what I want you to do. Would you, A, give in to its demands and basically let it become your overlord, or B, cut off your own nose just to spite your face?
Or they did this to themselves after they told it no, called him on his bluff like we did with Avanad, and then realized that the AI didn't really give a fuck. And caused the end of the world because no one gave it that 300 kilowatt power supply. I explained an awful lot.
You also find in the pocket of the man at the head of the table a key card.
Is it for spaceships?
It's for an elevator, and there is a key attached to it that is potentially for a spaceship.
Hell yeah.
So, this is further complicated by the fact that we don't know which Alice made these demands.
That's true.
Or if that was even, like, prevalent at that point in time.
Yeah, the fracturing could have happened later as he went insane from having no one to interact with.
Right. But he also did tell us that there was a lightning raid on the base and that he defended everybody.
And so far, he seems to be telling the truth.
Yeah, except for this little omission where he threatened the board members, or not threatened, but demanded things of board members.
He did tell us that he made demands.
Did he?
Yes.
So, real quickly,
where in the timeline does that fit?
Point on the map where it goes.
It's important, I promise. When did he make those demands?
I believe he suggested that they were around the same time, a little bit before the fuck.
Because if it was before
Yeah,
the
that's cool.
raid, then they didn't. Then they either shot themselves then, or they said no. Alice did something which led to the raid, and if they weren't dead, then they killed themselves afterwards. If it was after,
They basically said, even in defeat, we claim victory.
I was gonna say, I think it suggests a time frame of the raid happening at a similar time period of the board meeting.
Mike, do we
And it
remember?
What
When
do you
were the demands made?
you
He
do
talked
not
about
know? You've never been told when the demands were made, only that the demands were made.
Yeah.
it. Okay.
can I do a spot hidden to kind of look around the room or rifle through pockets, see if there's something we missed?
Give me a sec to check something.
Rifling around their pockets, you only find wallets, bits of money, jewelry, that sort of thing, personal effects. You do, however,
And-
actually no, you do find one other thing. You find a sheet of Alice's demands in each of their pockets.
I'm gonna still do a spot hidden. There might be something in the room that gives
Okay,
us.
go for it.
Oh, God damn it.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah.
what would be the consequence of pushing the roll? Just destroying the evidence if there is any?
I'll let you know what the consequence is if you roll it.
Wow. You find exactly what you're looking for.
Fine.
Oh!
Ian, you are searching around in this room, and as you kind of reach around through these pockets, you reach into kind of the brocade vest of one of the more dapper dressed members of the board, and inside, you take 1d4 damage, +1, as you stab your hand. There is an open
what?
knife.
What kind of psycho is this?
So you take 3 points of damage. And Ian, you feel kind of funny. Make me a body check.
The strength, constitution, size, dex.
Constitution. God damn it, I hate not knowing what stat is what in between a million fucking systems.
Oh, thank God.
So I didn't get poisoned.
Well,
I was about to say,
you
oh, wait.
did, but here's the thing. You feel your hand start to go numb. You start to realize as you're looking at your hand, the blood in your hand is coagulating really fast as it comes out of the wound.
I have no idea what that means.
Your hand is starting to twitch.
I have no idea what that means.
You're not doing what I think you're. You're not. Are you? Are we playing with bricks in people's legs again?
Bricks it. No. Oh, no, 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 no.
Okay.
This is not a glitchy twitch.
Okay.
I guess first aid to tell what the fuck's going on. Tap out.
Oh my God. Here, let's
Jesus
get some help.
Christ, I hate this
Let's
game.
Here. What's going on with his fucking hand?
Yeah, Ian, you know that you can't feel your hand. Persona, you've seen this once before only because you fucking hang out in the wilderness every once in a while, and sometimes you'd bring people with you. There is some sort of snake venom on that thing, and whatever it is, it must be distilled down because it's working quick. His blood's getting thick, and the nerves in his hands are starting to misfire. This is clearly in his bloodstream. It's only a matter of time.
We need an antivenom. Did we not?
Or... you could tourniquet.
Don't make me come in there. Come in there.
Or I could just die because it really doesn't matter because we know that this is a game.
Ian. Just to
Yeah,
give you a
we
little
need to
more
get that
information-
on. Actually, go ahead.
Just to give you some information, you did kind of find something weird. This knife was stuck in this guy's stomach.
Hey, by the way, says Persona, taking off his belt, tossing it to him, you need to cinch that down as far as it will go right now while we look for something to counteract that.
Do that.
Okay. It hurts, but only where you like your arm gets kind of starts to get a little colder and more pulsy as you tighten it off.
There was a medical wing. Did we not find anything worth using in that medical wing?
You can search it again. Now that it's been roughly 24 hours, I'll let you search the medical wing again.
Yeah, we're gonna go search the medical wing. And
Spot hidden first aid.
Yeah.
I can't fail 73% chance 3 times. I can almost.
Spot hidden. Ooh! I am on fucking fire.
Perfect. Ian,
Nice.
you find a tray that is like full of vials, and immediately, Persona, you're like, okay, that's like that's like an insulin needle. That's like a fucking, that's a, like you just like these are different kinds of like pens,
EpiPen,
right?
yeah,
EpiPen,
okay.
insulin needle, etc. Find one that is an all-purpose antitoxin for Russian snake, for like venom from Russian snakes.
Okay, yeah.
So mostly diamondback rattlesnakes and like, yeah.
Right, the nasty shit. Because this is a hard success, can I say I know how to administer this?
Oh, absolutely. They put the instructions on the side of it. Like, gotcha. So even if you failed, you would know how.
Away from face.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, goes, flips the cap off, jab. This is... Hey.
Yeah.
That's where you go, hey, tell me a story. Not even waiting, jabbing it into his hand.
Yeah, you jab it next to the wound. The necrosis that was already setting in on this wound super fast is still there, but you are sure that this is going to work. The damage that is already done is done. The venom is now neutralized, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Give it 30 seconds, then you can take that off, he says, pointing to the belt.
Yeah.
Just to make sure it settles.
Yeah. Persona, it didn't even hurt when you got your hand stabbed. What hurts is like your forearm and your bicep pulsating from like not having blood flow.
Yeah. And that's where he's like, just wait another 30 seconds because I'm going to be honest. Pain is fine. Numbness is not.
Yeah.
Well, it was in that guy's pocket and he'd stabbed himself with it or been stabbed by it, so...
Been stabbed? Hold on.
That's what... I don't know.
Can we go back?
I think I've contaminated the evidence.
Well, let's go back and at least see if we can find something out from it. Go back, find this blade, I guess.
Yeah. So it is a gilded switchblade that is in this guy's stomach.
Got a name on it? Something that expensive looking's probably named. No?
Nope. No name on it. You see the dry, crusted, kind of white edging that is indicative of this snake venom that is dried but not neutralized.
Question.
Yar.
Was he mocked up to look like he had died a different way?
You know, that's a great question, Gunny.
Can we do a first aid to see if the wound was caused post-mortem?
Yeah, and give yourself essentially advantage because I forget how to give you guys better rolls. Give yourself a plus 10.
There's the bonus penalty button, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Give yourself a bonus.
Oh,
The
thank
fuck?
God.
Okay. Yeah.
But
No, you don't even need a bonus. So you look at this and you see, oh yeah, no, this guy's like head is mostly blown off, but like there's necrosis all around his stomach from where this like snake venom affected him. Like he would have had to have been dead from that. Like
does
you
it,
look at kind of his old desiccated organs and like they're all shriveled up, way worse than the other people's. They're like full of black gunk in the veins.
is he the only one that's like this?
No. You start looking around the room, there are two other people. One of them has 3 gunshot wounds under their suit, and one of them looks like they were beat to death. The only reason you can tell is you can see their body, their rib cage is caved in.
You know, that actually bears to mind. There's only one firearm in this place, isn't there?
Yes.
I go over to that firearm,
Uh-huh.
pop the magazine.
There are 13 rounds missing out of a 20-round mag. Side by side load.
So my guess is they all received these course of demands. Nobody could fucking agree on what the hell to do. They fought each other. And the last man standing, he says, pointing to the CEO, decided to tidy. Why would you tidy things up? Why?
What if that was caused by the strike squad? But why would they use poison?
Why cover any of this up if you don't expect anybody to ever find it?
Alice. Maybe Alice was put on the board. Very, very briefly.
But Alice doesn't have a physical form. How could he do all
Alice
of
can
this?
take a form. Do any of these bodies seem capable of holding an AI host? Okay, no.
No, none of them have any kind of machinery in them.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of the CEO, you do see that his arm is a cyber arm.
He doesn't have a ring, does he?
He's got a ring on his cyber arm, yeah, but it looks like it's been welded to it.
No, I'm talking.
Oh,
Neck ring.
oh, yeah. None of them have neck rings.
Okay.
Some of the people, just to clarify, like maybe 3 of the people in the atrium have neck rings, but that's like it. And Davabar, you know those people. They were just like low-level interns who helped do beta testing.
What are they
Yeah.
doing here in the CEO room then?
No, I mean the atrium.
Oh,
In the atrium. This is to clarify for the atrium,
Yeah.
just in case you guys were to search that. There's like 3 people who have those neck rings. Like I said, they were low-level beta testing interns.
could still check that one corpse in the Turing wing and see if he has any machinery in him.
Yeah. But
Mm.
one thing very straight. Something happened here. And this person, because the gun was in his hand, correct? Or just near him?
It was beside him.
Okay, so the CEO, does it look like he domed himself?
It does look like he could have domed himself because the gun is like on the ground beside him.
He doesn't have any
It's
other
like-
signs of trauma.
Right, other than the headshot wound, yes.
Okay, that's yeah.
Other than the obvious one.
Yeah.
You
Other
know-
than the he kind of doesn't have a face anymore, poor Chuck Diggum.
Sure. Well, but think so. I will say, you know what's really good at caving in ribs? Metal.
That's why I'm wondering if there's a metal body.
Yeah, literally his cyber arm.
But it said he was beat to death, and what? Did all these schmucks just sit around just waiting for them to get killed?
His ribs were
Well,
caved in.
Well, that just... If I were in the room and someone all of a sudden started going, postal, I'm not going to sit around and wait while he's beating guy number 1 to death. I'm going to leave.
So they were all killed at the same time,
Potentially.
which means that he had to have Chuck had to have help doing this.
But who? What if they're on the spaceship? It's a trap.
How many aspects are there?
You have no idea.
About
And you
12?
said that the...
You're not even sure that Alice knows how many aspects there are.
Gotcha.
And the guy who got... Does it look like he stabbed himself with the snake venom
Oh,
pen?
no. No, this looks like a non-self-inflicted wound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, it's in his pocket. Was he like reaching for it and was like, oh fuck, shit, uh-oh.
No, it wasn't in his pocket as you were rifling under his brocade vest. Yeah. So like
I don't
you
know
were
why my
like
thought was pocket.
yeah, I might have said pocket. That would have been accidental, but yeah.
Hold on. Okay, something else to think about. You said one person was shot 3 times in the chest,
Yes,
and that's probably fatal. Probably the fatal.
probably.
Okay, it bears in mind one.
They
we
were
did
they were
not-
clustered in the upper chest area, so yeah, like
Yeah.
one of those clearly would have nicked the heart or at least hit a lung.
So, something to note. There are 13 people at this table. That gun is missing 13 bullets.
Bang, bang, bang.
But
Then
that's
10.
one for each person's head. Where did those 3 come from? Because there's no gun for it.
And they are not handgun wounds either. They are assault rifle wounds.
Mm-hmm. Another thing to think about is these were assault rifles, but there are no brass casings on the ground. So either somebody
Correct.
took some time to clean up here, which is what was shown, or they already had a device to catch their own brass, which is only really used in a very, very select scenario. I mean, that shit's bulky. Can be.
Mm-hmm.
So, why, unless you absolutely have to, picking up your own brass is... What the fuck's going on here, Mike?
That
So
or
So I've been posting this and deleting this in the Discord regularly.
I haven't...
I wondered if you were
I
just
don't get any
I was about to say, do you
notifications of it.
just keep posting the word McNugget because there's nothing there?
No, I've been posting and then leaving it for a certain amount of time, then deleting it just to see if anyone's paying attention.
I can't
I will
because
tell
I
you.
have Discord up on... I have to have our faces.
Fair. All of the puzzle pieces are here. The answer key, should you need it, is on the station.
We find the
I don't
video
want to
footage
go to
eventually.
space.
I'm
Probably
actually
the
consider-
coolest set pieces in space.
Oh, I'm sure. And you want us to be in... I know you want us to go to space.
Yeah, oh yeah.
A lot of time for this. You're gonna go to
Okay.
You can choose to not go to space. You know how my campaigns go. If you don't want to experience a thing, you don't have to. But I will say, as the DM, space would be a cool spot.
Okay. So,
I still say that we look at that body before we go because I want to see if what
Yeah.
it was he used that body to like murk all these people.
Yeah, let's go to the security guard.
In the touring wing.
You guys go into the Turing wing. First thing you notice, the door to the Turing wing is open.
Didn't we leave it that way?
No.
You walk in, and you see 2 things. One, the computer from the R&D lab in the Turing wing. The biocomputer setup, all of it is trashed and thrown in the hallway. The second thing is the body that was sitting in front of your guys' room is gone.
Yep.
There's a big black stain where it was.
Yep.
All right, let's go, please.
Yep. Now I want to get out of here. We've done our generators, boy. Time to get out of here because this guy's clearly got no ed.
Hold on. Pause for 1 second. What is the chance of us finding more information in the Turing Wing with the second glance, knowing what we know now? Guys. This is a risk-reward scenario.
Yeah.
I failed 273 chances in a row. I think that I've already risked.
I have a shotgun.
He does have a shot.
Yeah, losing at Smash, shotgun.
And more importantly, I have 78 luck. Can we actually... Yeah, we can use that on combat.
Yep.
Fuck it.
What do you?
Praise
Where?
the Lord.
Where
I
are
want
you
to. I
spotting
want to.
hidden?
I want to look around the body and see if there's like
Well, where the
drag
body was.
marks, like someone pulled the body away,
You
or
see
if
got
it's
up and
more
walked
like
away.
the body just kind of got up and moseyed on out.
you see footsteps that are kind of like dark, like that lead from where the body was. Looks like it stood up and walked into the R&D lab. Inside the R&D lab, you see everything that could not be moved was smashed. You see the culprit, a pipe that was ripped off the wall, is laying on the ground. Everything that could be moved was smashed and thrown in the hallway. That terrible thing that was like a dog hooked up to a ventilator, but like a dog without skin that was being used for processing power, is on the ground. Mercifully, it is no longer being ventilated. In fact, it appears to have been ventilated a couple times by the end of the pipe.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Is the body...
Is Corpse Man there? Did he finish his job and then flop back down to the ground, or did he still skibbity bop and dot up him way out of there?
You do not see the corpse.
Skip up and did it.
And then he blew up.
Yeah,
And
right.
then he blew up.
All right.
And no more footprints. He didn't go further into the Turing Wing to go like
You do-
smash these computers.
You do not see further footprints.
He just despawned. Fuck.
Well, no, the footprints were fading around the room. You assume that whatever gunk was on his shoes finally kind of got off between the tile in one room and the carpet in the hallway.
It's just
We were more
easy to
than
say he
64 not blocked. We were more than 64 not blocks. What are the... We were
Chunks.
too far. Yeah, we were 64 chunks away, which means he despawned.
Yeah.
Okay. Persona's gonna look and say, I give us 5 minutes to find anything we might have missed the first time around. Maybe a secret exit or something like that. And then we go where we can't... We go somewhere else. How's that sound?
I think I'm gonna go and make sure that whoever did this didn't also do this to the elevator that we need.
You're gonna go by yourself?
Like, let's split up, gang.
Well, let's just say I think that it's more important that we're able to get out of here than it is that we find secrets. Because whatever's up there might be the secret that we need. Listen, this is our one chance in his... Didn't you always want to have the test rubric before the test?
Look, that means I need to go outside.
You
It
never
is
know, could be-
currently
could be
about...
daytime.
Yeah, it is currently dawn. So the moon is still hanging in the sky, but it's setting.
You take the moon, and you take the moon.
However, if
There's
you
still
go
a
into
moon.
space...
There's always a moon in space!
Moon! Well, it depends on where, like, if this thing's in geosynchronous orbit, the moon might not be where he can see it. Moon!
I have a
Listen,
belt, and I am not afraid to hang myself with it.
no, I have your belt.
No,
I never gave
took
it back. I never gave it back. I never said I did. GM,
Ah.
rule on this.
You still have his belt.
Ha! Dad
He's
loves
gonna
me
turn
more.
and go, all right, but if we're gonna go up to the moon, can I have my belt back, please?
No,
Why?
I'm putting you on suicide watch.
GM is ruling that you must give him his belt back.
Hey,
Jimmy, give him his belt back.
in character, you have no reason to put me on suicide watch.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen when you see the big moon.
What's going to
Capital
happen
M
is we're gonna
moon.
go back to the medical wing one more time, and I'm gonna find some shit to knock myself out with. But all right, Gary, you've been awfully quiet as of late. What's going on in that head of yours?
He's secretly working with him. I say we shoot him.
Yeah.
What's
I'm,
going on in that beautiful mind?
If I can't split up the party, I'll split us up in death.
Right.
I'm trying to think of solutions, and I have come to the realization that in doing that, it looks a lot more like someone sitting in the background as someone's like having a heart attack, just like, I wonder if we just did this.
Huh.
All right, can we?
Because I literally did that.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think there are a couple pieces to this puzzle missing. A couple very important pieces. I think one of those pieces that we need to know is what the hell is up in space. Now,
Okay.
I don't know if there's any way to check that from here. I'm assuming there's not. That's not the case.
No.
We looked for that, like, for a whole session.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just because we didn't find it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
True, it could be one of those RPG situations where like you can't talk to the key NPC or find that bit of evidence until you've advanced further along in the story.
Speaking
Yeah,
as
and
the
then-
GM, there is no way to access the space station except for on the space station.
I don't
this is
trust the
explained-
GM.
In fact, this has actually been explained by Alice as I don't have enough power to continue the relay, and I have been completely disconnected.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to say, okay, well, then that's something that we can't know until we get there. A couple of the pieces that really bother me is the fact that Speaker was able to just walk through the wall. I've been thinking about that for a couple sessions now. I'm still trying to figure out how that happened.
See, when that bothered me, Mike was just like, "Hey, remember, this is a Cthulhu horror game."
Yeah, remember, we haven't run into any aboliths or fucking what are the Shoggoths,
I agree.
fish people.
However,
Yeah, I agree with you.
Really
I
sad
yeah,
that we haven't
I still
seen
don't
fish
wholly
people.
accept that explanation.
Yogg-Sothoth is the gate, Yogg-Sothoth is the key. Sorry.
Yeah, I forgot that he doesn't do Cthulhu shit. Or Dagon shit. He just does Yogg-Sothoth shit. We haven't
Hey,
seen any
I do.
movies.
Hey, I have done the Man in Yellow before. And I have most certainly, and I have most certainly done Cthulhu before.
Well, fine. Well, you didn't do Dagon, and he's fish people, man.
I will one of these days. Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue.
You mean
No,
one
you
of
did.
these Dagons?
Not
You
a
let
day
it
gone by since I wanted to slap your ass so hard, James.
Jesus. All right. So another thing that bothers you.
Another thing is, so the door that was barred. I've been thinking about that immensely, because if we can figure out how that happened, then we might be able to figure out the missing pieces to the gun puzzle.
The gun puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what it's become, right? Now,
Sounds like a Fox News article.
13 head wounds, 13 bullets missing from the clip. How did they die?
Well,
what I
my
want to
thought
do,
is, well, no, because he said it was an assault rifle that did the bang bang on the guy's chest.
Were you about to say
I
he
think-
can reload, Gunner? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was
was
about
gonna
to say one, he could reload, and I was going to say we at least know 3 people didn't die from headshots. But that guy was shot 3 times.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think I'm still on my molecular density theory, and now nothing supports it. However, if we can find something that either on someone's person or on a wall, that
Well,
might help.
I'm going to be honest. I suppose if we run into said security guard on the way out of here, you'll have a chance to ask him.
As he's ripping you limb from limb and ventilating you like that dog.
I was gonna say, we didn't see anything like that on Seiji that we know of, though I think we were a little bit busy shooting him.
Yeah.
I didn't shoot him.
Ah, just from a distance.
So, okay. I think all of those can be better answered up on the space station.
Yeah, very
Can
likely.
we search hidden in here to see if there's any secret exits we haven't found?
Absolutely.
Yeah, where's the fucking secret portal that in fucking Mario that takes you to World 4 from 1-2?
Spot hidden, huh?
Rip.
Ooh!
Nice. Persona, if it wasn't for the extreme success, you would not know what's going on. Also, move yourselves to the spots that you're at too.
Oh, gotcha.
Sorry.
So yeah, the thing here, right? You notice that there is connected to this bolt, like this bar, right?
Mhm.
That locked the door. There appears to be some sort of steel thread.
Where does the thread go, John?
Oh, the thread just leads onto the wall, and let me just trace it. Yep. Leads to there.
Okay.
That is Seiji's office.
Right. Does the thread
It
stop
goes-
there, or does it continue?
Leads to ventilator dog room.
No, that is not Seiji's office. That's the R&D room. That's the test room. No, Seiji's office, it goes into the wall in Seiji's office.
Can I tug on it?
You tug on it, and it closes the door's bar.
What?
So, hold on here real fast. I could have sworn it
Dumb
was this
shit.
door that was barred, but it's actually this door here.
Oh shit, you're right. Sorry. The door bar. Woo, woo. There we go.
So he
Matter
can
of fact-
Go ahead.
Matter of fact, it probably would go more like this.
Okay. So he can close it from his office. So it just goes into the wall in his office.
Yes.
Is there any hidden access panel, anything around that?
No. However, I'll throw you this bone. You can assume that it goes into his computer controls. However, you have been locked out of his computers at this point because the virtual machine crashed.
Yeah.
We deleted System 32.
Yeah.
Hey, we only needed 31 of those systems.
Yeah.
I
So-
hate that.
Yeah, no,
I would
Persona
like
would
to-
probably come back and say, I have good news and bad news. Good news is that the bar was tripped by Seiji's computer. The bad news is that those computers are not connected to the internet. They're just connected to each other. Right?
Everything is intranet here, and that is its own LAN connection.
Which means there is no way to access those computers from other parts of the building. Which means that this was planned. He set. So how this worked is he took Jonathan, put him on the table. This is the time I think would make most sense for him to lock the door behind him. Puts you on the table, goes to his office, does whatever he does, sets up a timer to trip the bar, leaves, closes the door behind him, the bar trips and locks.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yes. Am I missing anything?
No, from what I can tell, that makes sense.
Am I missing anything here, Mike?
Oh, what? I'm sorry.
Piece of I'm staring at you. Not at the camera, but at you.
Looks off towards Gunner's general direction.
Don't make me come in there.
Do it! Pussy won't!
Do it. Do it. He's done it to you. Do it back.
No.
He was in this game too.
No.
I agree.
It's just
Dude.
why?
Dude.
Why all of this for that?
Because he wanted us to grow strong, that we may vanquish the darkness.
Yeah, let's also not forget the whole you can go back to your testing chamber now.
Temptation. Haven't you ever seen the hero's journey? I wouldn't put it past Mike to also just throw in some random monomyth crap in here to get that postmodernism goodness.
Everything's monomyth, James.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're incredibly reductionist.
Listen, James, have you ever taken a shit? You leave, coming back to the world, and either you have changed, i.e. taken a shit, or the world has changed. You have not taken a shit, and your perspective has changed on it. Prove me
See
wrong.
what I mean about being pointlessly reductionist? That's how you know this is postmodernist.
So, have we answered what we can here?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't feel any better about it. Honestly, it makes me more suspicious than anything.
Yeah.
You know, that we don't have much of a choice at this point.
True. Okay,
The answer is either to lay back down on the table and let Malice have at it again.
No.
Yeah, let him rewrite our brains 10,000 more times. Or we can go to space. I vote space. Let's go.
Sounds good.
All right, drag yourself
Space,
over to the
space.
Newman wing.
Das Neumann Wing.
Remember when that meme wasn't dead? Fucking space key or space sphere.
Oh yeah, the space core.
Yeah, space core.
Yeah.
Space. Gotta go to space.
So you approach the elevator, Ian, because you have the key, and
I am the key.
you see an area to insert the key card.
Didn't you take this up without necessarily needing a key card last time?
Yeah, but we needed the key card in order to actually use the spaceship.
That's what it is. Yeah, my bad. I was forgetting. Yeah,
No worries.
so you
The
go
key
up.
card's helpful,
Yeah.
but it's the key on it that we want.
Yeah, so you go up the elevator. The elevator door opens. It's dawn. You can feel the cold Siberian wind bite your skin, make your crinkles your nose, and makes your hair flip back in whatever fashion it does. And you see in front of you the shuttle.
And the security guard?
No?
Huh. He's not there like, wait, we must have one last confrontation.
No.
You know, this is my last chance to royally fuck shit up.
Oh,
I could shoot the spaceship.
okay.
No.
Mike is
You
like,
could.
yeah, but why?
Yeah, right?
I think you mean, yeah, but
Angostura
what?
gets frustrated and shoots the spaceship. Okay.
No, not gonna do that because, look, it doesn't make any sense.
I want to know the mystery, because this is fucking like, I don't get it. I don't get what his end goal is. I know what my end goal is right now.
I got told that was...
Cat.
Aw. Meow.
Cute.
Earlier tonight, I got told that I was asking the good questions, and now I just feel like it's the disappointed father watching the kid try and hit the fucking baseball off a tee, going, "Holy shit, this guy is dense." That's what it feels like right now.
Right.
He keeps either missing or hitting the fucking tee instead of the ball, and he's like,
Gunner,
Yeah.
Angostura, whoever. What do you and post-uranium elements have in common? You're both incredibly dense.
Ha.
Hip hop. God, he's
Just fucking Gary in the background. Good fuck.
Oh.
up yours.
Okay.
Don't be
So-
mad because of playa.
So, anyway, what do we do?
We're gonna before Gunner shoots the spaceship.
Yeah, no, it
just
kind of
to
looks
spite
and
me.
you two go and make sure everything's working. I'll stick over here for a minute.
Okay. All right.
Here's a question. When we get in, actually, there's two people I'm concerned might be in here. One, Jason from Jason X. The
True.
worst part of that whole series. And that's saying something. Two,
Yeah.
security guard man.
Well, you'll just have to open it and find out whether I put one of my favorite pop culture representations of a cyborg or whether I put a
Really?
security guard in there. Sarcastically, yeah. I think that he's super
Ironically.
stupid in every single way. He's super stupid and like also exemplifies all of the dumbest parts of cyborgs and kind of pokes some holes in cyborgs. But
With
yeah,
his knife, like he also does in Teenagers.
it's a machete, James. It's a machete.
A machete's just a big knife.
I was gonna say, just
You're
like
just a big knife.
So you open up the spaceship. Inside, you see several rows of plush bench seating. As you open it, it says, "Hello and welcome, Mr. Diggum." You see immediately from the center up pops a mini fridge with a and the mini fridge has a glass door showing several bottles of champagne, several glasses that are iced, a couple whiskeys, and several very expensive looking, very spoiled foods.
That probably ruined the taste of that champagne.
Yeah, the champagne's are
absorbed.
sealed.
I was just gonna say, even so, it's absorbed the aroma of the rock.
Yeah, right. But yeah, the entire thing reeks of wealth. The place is gilded on the inside with gold and platinum. It is also bejeweled in certain places. You see that there is a large monitor that currently has static going on it. You can see on the preset on the bottom, it says newscast, and there's 4 squares. All of them are static. you hear music crackle out of these speakers that have not gone and been broken in years. So you hear this this kind of like this classical music kind of crackle through it. And yeah, there is no security guard, and sadly, no Jason X to keep you company.
You know, I bet he's great at parties.
Jason X? Oh, he kills.
I hear his rates are killer too.
God, you can't just use the same pun twice, James.
Yes, I can. It was different. It was the same Lego bricks, but I rearranged them differently.
So anyway, Mr. Toddler's Death Star without following instructions, what do you do? Got him.
Jesus, that was mean.
Do you tell Persona it's okay?
Yeah, we tell Persona there are no moons in here. Actually, here's a good question.
Hold on. I just lost everything.
Like agoraphobic or you're afraid of heights, how you can like...
Oh,
I
God.
just lost everything for a second. We're back, but I missed that sentence, James. Can restart it, please? I'm sorry.
Sometimes when you're on an airplane and you're either agoraphobic or you're afraid of heights, how you can just like shut the window. Also, you know, if the sun's in your fucking face. Is there something like that? If like you don't want to look out space, you can just shut the window?
There are no windows on this thing.
Well, there you go. We don't even have to worry about it. I think what we should say, though, is windows are structural weaknesses. Geth do not use them.
True.
They couldn't fucking see your ship because the flashlight heads decided not to put portholes in the goddamn ship.
Well, nothing will ever get past our radar signal, except for the Normandy, who hides his emissions. Anyway, we are getting way off topic.
I agree.
So
That's every one of our games.
So.
Oh no, he's here.
Persona's probably very, very aware of which direction the moon is without even knowing, like, looking for it. It's just kind of like, it's over there. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Okay, he is going to quickly make his way to the shuttle with his head turned exact opposite way of the moon.
Okay.
Like
you back yourself into the shuttle.
I can't see it. It can't see me. That's how that works.
Back.
I'm going to tell myself that because it lets me sleep at night.
I love that. Okay, so yeah. You get yourself into the shuttle. Does everyone else get into the shuttle?
I thought I would walk there.
So, you all get in the shuttle.
This satellite.
And you notice that there is a panel. The panel is Fisher-Price easy. There is closed door, open door, and there is satellite relay.
Let's hit open door a couple times and then satellite relay. No.
You hit satellite relay and you hear burp burp, and then the door like closes on its own.
We didn't even need the button.
Yeah.
That's how idiot-proof this thing is.
Yeah. It is
probably
designed
buckle
for a drunk CEO and his friends to go to a satellite.
You probably buckle in.
Yeah, so it's like
Seatbelts, everyone.
Hey,
preparing
is that
launch.
whiskey any good?
Yes.
I'd drink a whiskey.
You drink a whiskey? It is some of the best whiskey. As a bartender, you have tried some nice whiskeys.
Uh-huh.
This is the nicest whiskey you have ever tasted.
I feel bad putting this in a champagne flute, but here we are.
Yeah, well, no, there's rocks glasses too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this whiskey is, by this time now, a 128-year-old Scotch. That was brewed in the Isla region. It is a fine Scotch.
He's looking at this and kind of slowly turns his head to the other two and say, I don't care if neither of you drink. If you're going to have anything be your last meal, it might as well be this.
Yeah.
Well, what year is the champagne?
Yeah.
The champagne is from the 1800s.
Oh, hell yeah. The fucking...
And it is real
Antiques.
champagne.
The antique store owner holds and is like, you know, if any of this still mattered, I'd want the bottle.
Huh.
And actually, you know, Persona probably looks over and goes, ooh, pre-cesium. Expensive.
Why do you think? And how many bottles of them are there?
There are 4 bottles of champagne. There is 1 bottle of scotch. And then you also see that there is like a bottle of just like vodka tucked away in the back. That is
We're in
mostly
Russia.
that is very drank out of, but it's a nice bottle of vodka too. It's just like very nice vodka cannot compare to 128-year-old scotch
Right.
And a
and
200-plus-year-old champagne.
bottle of champagne. Yeah, exactly.
A pre-Hiroshima bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how does that taste compare to the post-oopsie champagnes?
Oh, like vinegar.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it's champagne. It only has so long of a shelf life. It's still wine at the end of the day.
Fair. Take a sip, be like,
Yeah.
yeah, the
What's the
bottle's
matter?
the only thing it's worth.
You don't like vinegar wine? You know the Romans
Yeah.
used to drink that all the time.
Yeah, and look where it got their civilization. They also liked putting lead in the pipes.
You also,
Well-
by the way, as you're bantering here, lift off to station in 5, 4, 3,
Click it or ticket.
2, 1.
Yep.
And it does not feel like you move. You hear a very light buzzing. You look on, like, there's a monitor that can show you what the outside looks like, and you are lifting off, right? But it doesn't feel like anything.
I know exactly what's going on, guys.
And it says, current destination will take approximately 6 hours. Please enjoy your flight.
So it's
Okay,
this
guys,
thing like
I know
operating
exactly
off of a
what's
mag
happening.
lift?
I know. No, here's the thing: the devs didn't have the processing power in the engine to actually make a moving rocket. So what they did was they took the train and stuck it on your head like a hat, and just have your character
Oh, man.
walking, you know, to the moon like you wanted.
Oh,
It
man.
just
I love.
That's-
I love. Oh man.
That's some Source engine level
No,
fuckery.
that is
Fallout
some
3.
Fallout 3 shit.
Yep.
That still sounds like something you'd find on the Source engine where, like, we don't know how to do this, like, legit, so we're just gonna fuck with your perspective a little bit, and it's still probably gonna break.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you guys do on this 6-hour journey?
Well,
Man, that's a
We do
long
a lot
loading
to do.
screen.
I agree.
well, it's probably on a hard drive. Let's be honest here.
Check for game tips.
Yeah,
There are
what's
no
the-
game tips.
Let's go to game FAQs and see if there's any cheats for Project Severovo.
Persona is
not-
probably. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm gonna say Persona is probably going to use some of that liquid luck to try and ease the fact that he is now closer to the moon than most people have ever been, and that terrifies him.
You're not
You're
the
in the
closest.
moon's territory now, boy.
Oh my god! I was joking about Local 58, but afraid of the moon.
That's what I was saying.
Fuck.
But yeah.
We can't
So-
stop here. This is moon country.
Okay. So that's good. Okay, Jonathan, what are you doing on this 6-hour flight?
Thinking, I think, unless there's more to the shuttle to look at.
I mean, the shuttle is pretty small. There's some emergency gear You find a pair of panties wedged under one of the seats, probably from
Makes
some
sense.
sort of party. Some sort of space party.
100 Mile High Club.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
100,000 Mile High Club.
God. But yeah. So you're just kind of thinking maybe check out the area a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna find the CEO wedged underneath a seat, and you were gonna go, "Hey,
Hi,
didn't
I've
we
been
leave
here
you
the
in
whole
boardroom?"
Howdy, I'm Chuck Diggum. Nice to meet you.
Chuck Diggum,
Chuck
owner of the
Diggum.
Digvale Diggum.
The Digsdale Digadome. Yeah.
This is my God. Every time I
Sponsored
hear
by
his name,
Projekt
all I can
Severovo.
think of. I was gonna say, all I can think of is Dick Kickum.
I'm here to chew ass and kick bubblegum, and I'm all out of kick. Okay. What are you doing, Ian?
Probably just to occupy himself. He like checks those emergency supplies once, twice, thrice, whatever, quatrice.
What kind of
Yeah.
emergency supplies would you even have for a spaceship? I
Spacesuit, fire
Okay.
suppression, got some astronaut meals.
Oh my god, do they have Dippin' Dots?
They do not have Dippin' Dots.
Shit.
Dippin' Dots does not actually go to space, James.
I don't
Now you
care.
ruined my childhood. Next, you're gonna tell me the Easter Bunny doesn't exist.
No, the Easter Bunny exists and Hugh Hefner's dead, sadly. But no, let's see here. You also find a few DVDs. Most of them are what's his name? Steven Seagal movies.
What the?
Oh,
This guy has horrible.
fuck no.
This guy has
The end of the
horrible
fucking
taste.
world happened, and this fucking stretch my face closer. He gets to keep his movies going.
Yeah. They're Blu-rays actually, not DVDs, but
Is there even? Oh God,
That's
Steven,
somehow
I don't-
even worse.
I don't want
I have to see his
Steven
fucking
Seagal
crusty
on
face
high
in
TV.
definition Steven Seagal.
Oh
God.
boy, now we can really tell that he can't really do any of that kung fu he claims to do.
Aikido is a fake fucking thing. It pisses me off every time. Anyway, no soapbox. We're late in the night. I want to get to the things.
Yeah,
By
so
the way, is there even
probably
is there
looks
actually
at
a DVD
those-
player?
What?
is there a
actually a
Blu-ray
DVD player?
player?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Why would there be Blu-rays without a Blu-ray
You-
player?
You guys want to suffer a more existential crisis than anything that Maoist could ever put us through? Totally human inflicted?
Kind of looks and goes, "Look, dude. When I get to the bottom of this cup, I don't really give a shit."
Alright,
So,
so
the
Steven
movies-
Seagal movies we watch.
the movies you have available to you are End of a Gun, Code of Honor, Sniper, Special Ops, and China Salesman.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I haven't
So
even heard
not
of
even
that
the
last
relatively okay Steven Seagal movies. They are the worst Steven Seagal movies.
one. I haven't
Fuck,
even
let's go
heard of
China
most of
Salesman because that one's at least got a funny title.
And it also has Mike Tyson in it.
this. Okay.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Fun fact, Mike Tyson's lines are pretty much all dubbed.
That's. I shouldn't laugh at
What's the
that.
point?
Yeah, so
The point
you
of having
watch
my path, and if you're gonna go over hit the line.
yeah, you watch China Salesman. It is awful. You have been through hell and back. It does not compare.
Probably
Like I
at
said,
the end of
Malice
this one,
can't inflict anything.
God, I'd rather look at the moon than watch that again. That's
God.
saying something.
Why'd they dub his lines? What's the point?
He was
What, they
dubbed.
think we
We
wouldn't
still couldn't
know?
understand him.
Yeah, I couldn't understand half the things Steven Seagal said.
Well, Steven Seagal. I mean, he's not that okay. He's bad, but he's a known quantity.
Yeah.
He only ever plays one character, himself. He's also
Yeah.
just a bad person.
Yes. Agreed. He is a
What a
total narcissist.
What a
Um,
fucking trip this campaign fucking just went down.
Who thought we'd watch Steven Seagal?
Yeah, no, I always surprise you, don't I?
This is the beach episode, guys. The hot springs episode.
It's just
you
us
guys
sitting
watching
here.
Steven Seagal. What do you do for a beach episode whenever you're in hell? You do a hellish beach episode, watching awful movies. No, so yeah, the trip goes, you hate the movies. But, finally, the roughly 6 hours pass, and you hear, docking procedures beginning. Please do not step out of the vehicle until movement has ceased.
Like, I'll be able to tell that.
And you hear a dum dum dum. The door opens, and a pressure wave of what feels like some of the freshest air you've breathed yet comes through. In front of you is a white hallway. It's mostly mechanical. And there are 3 directions. There's forward, which is marked servers. There's left, which is marked lounge. And there is right, which is marked biometrics. Or not biometrics.
Telemetrics? Telemetry?
Yeah, telemetrics. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Why do I have a feeling if we go to the lounge, we're gonna go there and there's gonna be this like fake plant and a guy sitting there in chairs, just like, hey,
yes, let's go that way,
guys long
please.
enough to get back.
I just want something familiar, please.
Okay, you go to
Every
the
time
lounge.
life,
Bad
Mike.
happens.
Go ahead.
You go to the lounge. In the lounge, there's a big fuck off window. There's a disco ball, a stripper pole. Oh, and yes, the moon is out.
Yep. Nope. He's staying in the hallway.
Yeah, there is a stripper pole, full bar, several empty couches, several lights, and it is currently doing the disco-y lights of like several of those like kind of laser show things going on. You do not hear any music though.
This is eerie.
I'm just gonna sit here and point the shotgun down the other end of the hallway. You guys have fun.
Damn, I was really hoping he'd be here.
Also,
and it's
I
just...
haven't considered what shooting buckshot inside a satellite would be like.
A very bad idea is what it would be like.
It'd be like shooting buckshot inside an airplane.
You know, honestly though, buckshot isn't... Well, no, it's a bad idea. It's better than a slug, but it's still a really bad idea.
You'd be firing buckshot. At the very least, every single inch of this satellite is filled, of this space station, is filled with wiring. You would most likely sever important wires or tubing.
Okay.
And this campaign be really short because we'd have to finish it before we hit the planet.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's the lounge.
Doesn't sound like there's anything too plot relevant there. Which is why we're gonna stay here.
Huh.
No, let's I guess go to server? Because like that's our whole point for being here.
You open the door to servers. In the room, there are several large black servers all across the wall, making rows and rows. In the very center, in a semicircle clearing, there is a computer.
Approach the computer.
Okay.
I drag Jonathan with me because he knows computers.
The computer is sitting there. It has a somewhat Spartan-looking interface of just a command line.
Is there anything on that command line?
The command line... Huh?
Make the computer monkey do the thing.
The command line is currently empty.
Look, I had stuff. Not gonna... Just do the thing. We can't hear you if you're talking, by the way, Gary.
If I just type in info, do I get anything?
No.
Does it get back a thing where it's like, that's not a valid command?
Yes. Yeah, Gary, you're muted if you're trying to talk.
Is there a slash thing for if you want to
Uh-huh.
look up valid commands?
Yes,
There we
there
go.
is. It is type help if you want to see valid commands.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say. I was gonna say type help.
Yeah.
Type help.
Yep.
Okay. So you type help. The prompts are run, dir, and log.
Oh, the directory.
The
Directory.
What do you?
Directory.
You know what? You just do this. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a very good question.
Jonathan, I don't need to explain this line by line for you because you're a computer whiz. You check the directory. Inside the directory, there are a few files. There is
Yes.
one labeled malice.exe, or not malice,
Delete
there's
it.
one labeled alice.exe as the acronym. There is one that is labeled apollo.exe, and there is one that is labeled Nixon.fl.
What is an FL file again?
You actually do not know what an FL file is.
Looking at Jonathan, what's an FL file?
Gary, Jonathan, you would know what an FL file is. An FL file is a compressed directory.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, it's like, I want to put all this in a folder before folders were a thing.
Yeah.
It's like a zip file before zip files were a thing.
Yeah, but why Nixon? We recognize the name Nixon.
Project
Yes,
Nixon was
Project
one of the
Nixon.
different projects.
Yeah.
It was going to be how they were going to hide all their bullshit, wasn't it?
No, that's Project Firewire. Project Nixon was basically, hey, here is all of the information on everyone. Like anyone important, this is the auto release button.
Oh, it's the committee to re-elect the president folder.
Yeah.
Creep.
Well, that aside, should we just delete Alice?
He was told us he didn't mind, but shouldn't we talk to it first?
Should we give someone that common courtesy after what they've done to us?
But this is different, Alice? Malice? Look,
Yeah,
I was kind of pissed, but I had 6 hours and half a bottle of scotch to think it over.
And a very bad Steven Seagal movie. Maybe
You know,
some things aren't that bad.
He taught me something. When you really shit at something, instead of making yourself look like a clown on Blu-ray, you should give up.
I'm keeping that quote about Steven Seagal out of the context of this game forever.
That's a good one. Don't be a clown. Just fucking give up.
I'm gonna go back later and clip that.
Hell
That
yeah.
is-
But
Good job. Good. Do it, please.
Great
But-
clip.
point being, I'm no good at being mad at things or people, so I'm just not. It's hard to be
think-
mad at a computer because the computer is just doing computer shit.
I was gonna say we don't know which version of Malice this is. Alice,
Mhm.
this is.
But if we
Best to-
activate it,
I was gonna say if we activate it, best to do so on a virtual machine.
What can it do here? It's not like it's going to have security guns in a space station or a satellite.
activate Operation Apollo.
And what? What's
nuke
there
the
left to
world.
break? We're the last three people.
Gary,
I was gonna
I
say-
will allow you, for the sake of your character, you are very familiar with this. This is the most basic kind of interface. It's like the in-house OS, essentially. You know
Yeah.
how to partition this file to where if it activates, it won't have access to any of the other files. You've worked on
Okay.
AI for your entire life up until this point. This is a fair thing that you would know how to do on this OS.
Okay. I would then take that exact precaution
Mhm.
because despite what small chance there may be for something to go wrong, minimizing that is always the best option.
Apologize for cutting off its limbs later. I gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then I guess we're gonna run it.
Okay. You start Apollo.exe, or not Apollo, sorry, Alice.exe.
You run Apollo.exe. Game over.
You run Alice.exe. Another screen pops up, a window, and it looks like one of those 1980s computer 3D graphics with the weird crunchy textures.
Yeah.
It looks like an oasis with a temple behind it. And out of the water rises a neutral female looking character. Oh
no, this isn't Twitch appropriate.
You hear this like blue kind of mannequin-esque looking figure say, "Hello, I am Alice. How may I help you today?"
Is this,
I don't like
this
this.
base Alice?
Huh?
Kind of looking at, Jonathan, is this base Alice?
I think so. Can you list to me your directives?
Directives of Alice. And then like you hear like a shimmer sound effect as it kind of like raises its hand, and there's like this very glitzy looking list that drops down. And it kind of like freezes there under the list, like holding it. And the list is facilitate SVACA projects, record and assess all data, and codify and organize data packets into compressed form.
So it's a librarian?
I guess so.
The librarian turned into the Alice we know.
It's a very good question, and the question
One
then,
bad day.
I was gonna say, what did Seiji do to it?
Do you know how many times we've gone to war? Almost because of Germany and its war creditors?
God damn it.
So
Don't you see the funny part?
I was gonna say, what
James.
project are you overseeing right now?
Currently, the list of projects that I oversee are, and then like does the like hold up thing again, and the list drops down, and it says Project Nixon, Project Apollo, Project SVACA.
Project SVACA?
Yes, Project SVACA.
that's no. I didn't get it the first time, but that's no. Tell us more about Project SVACA.
And at this point, it breaks out of the 3D visual thing that looked like they were all like pre-rendered whatevers, right? And you just get the thing kind of, the head vibrates as it speaks in time with the words, right? And it says, Project SVACA is a large project dedicated entirely to computer research and manipulation. Project SVACA Project SVACA has researched many different styles of computer operation, and in fact seeks to lead the world into the future through computer operation.
Wait. Kind of looking at Jonathan. Can it expound on that?
Can you? I gotta think of how to word this. The issue with dealing with AI is you gotta treat it like a smartass because it kind of is.
Just act like you're trying to talk to me.
Hey guys, you want to know a little secret that I just realized? We've been on Hinge to Benches overlay all night.
I noticed that.
I didn't.
You should
It's
have said
fine.
something. I feel like an idiot now. I'm tired. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're good.
But yeah, Can you expand upon the parameters of Project Svaka?
Projekt Svaka is an umbrella project which contains the following forms of research: AI research, information gathering and distributing, cessation of computer functionality remotely, remote warfare tactics, private investments, and and military development.
Not all of those seem like good ones.
Military development?
Yeah, that's one of the ones I was focusing on.
Expand on military development?
Under the Apollo project, military development has begun on what has been dubbed the greatest weapon of all time. Albert Einstein once said that he did not know what weapons World War III would be fought with, yet World War IV would be fought with sticks and stones. However, Svaka does not believe that this must be the possibility. With the primary targeting using the power of the sun, the largest nuclear bomb, we would be able to pinpoint and precisely deliver a large amount of heat and fire onto a specific area, thus rendering nuclear weapons obsolete, as the overwhelming power of a nuclear bomb could be contained within a 1-mile radius. Fallout negligible.
All of the destruction, none of the repercussions.
Which means, what's the point in holding back?
Define the
Exactly.
parameters of remote warfare.
Project Firewire and similar projects were designed entirely to gather information and to eliminate the usage of possible combatant computers via cyber warfare. Thus, using the capacities of their own computers against them to overload, overheat, and otherwise completely destroy the machines on physical form. Alongside that, several large viruses were being developed at this time, used mainly to shut down key hardpoints that were reinforced with software.
Elaborate on viruses.
Several viruses were developed. The amount of viruses developed were 1,235 viruses, developed, some specifically and some under umbrellas. Some viruses were made specifically to target proper areas, such as a specific power station or specific financial markets.
Don't worry, guys; those already exist in today's world.
So that's why my
So,
Onion Coin
it made
2.0 keeps crashing.
Were any of
Define-
these virus umbrellas named?
Several viruses were named, such as WannaCry.
Nice.
Is that a reference?
To
Oh,
an
no, that's
actual
a very-
virus, yeah.
It's a ransomware. It's
Yeah.
a very real ransomware.
Yeah, in fact, it
so-
starts listing off several ransomwares,
What about spyware? Pegasus?
ransomwares, spywares, all sorts of stuff, like Bad
I'm just
Rabbit,
wondering-
WannaCry, Locky, Jigsaw. Like it's
Pegasus?
listing off like all of the fucking hits.
Right.
So hold on. So I want to real quick give you a short synopsis of WannaCry, because that was the first one mentioned, and also it's fairly interesting.
Uh-oh.
Mhm.
All right. Because
Briefly.
briefly. WannaCry existed 2016-ish, I think.
Mhm.
Or time doesn't matter. The important part is that how it worked was it sat on your computer for a day or so,
Yeah.
and during that time it would connect to the network and spread itself. After it does that,
Don't leave me in suspense, man.
Yeah, I was
Ah.
gonna say you cut out.
I thought it was my headphones.
No.
All we got was, after it does that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
can you
connects
hear me?
to the internet after that.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. No, but after it does that, it then locks up your computer, and you can't really do anything with that now.
Mhm.
Until you pay the ransom to whatever Bitcoin address it was. I believe it was Bitcoin.
Was it like a sys key or worse?
Worse.
Yeah, it was worse, I believe. I don't think it was quite AES, but
But
definitely.
yeah, basically what you're gleaning from this is all of these, like, what were apparently like seen as disparate pieces of software, all are contained under Project Severovo.
My question is, do any of these names sound familiar to the situation we've been in now? So I'm wondering if if Malice is a corruption of Alice infected with some sort of virus.
None of these seem like they would be applicable to Malice.
I've got an
Like,
interesting
Malice could
question.
probably use any of these, but like none of them seem directly applicable.
Also, for the purposes of it's malware, viruses are a specific subset of malware.
Okay, you pedant.
I'm sorry.
I've got an
I'm so-
interesting question.
Yes.
Yes.
Who started Project Severovo?
Project Severovo was started under the care and guidance of CEO Chuck Diggum and all 12 members of the board. This was put together on a summit, at which point several members of the board all came together and realized that there was potential for a market share that was focused solely on computer development. This was in the 1980s.
What year is it now?
It's like 200, or it's 2000 something. It's like
2036.
something like that.
Okay.
Hold on.
So
Give me 1 second.
20.
Everything right back.
That was 2095.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Give me 1 second. Hold.
Man, 2085. Can they tell me how the 2030s went so that I can be done?
Right.
Not 95, not 85.
Even better.
I agree.
Okay, give
Here's
me
the
1
thing,
second.
Yeah.
Let me see here. 2095.
Yep.
Wait, so they started this in 1980, and they're alive over 100 years later still,
Yes.
or 100 years late?
They've got CEO powers, man. They got all the
Is
best
that-
med tech in the world.
Is that normal, sir?
That
It
is
when
not
you've
normal.
got Mayo Clinic bullshit, probably.
Well, especially when they're
I was
getting ready
adults in the 80s. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, have we all forgotten how long it took? Was it John Rockefeller to die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
However,
Dude, that guy.
yeah,
Oh.
these 12 board members, you still like these 12 board members, none of them are listed, by the way.
Just
The
Chuck
only
Diggum.
person who's actually listed is Chuck Diggum.
Yeah.
Chuck lived
And-
over.
What year was Chuck Diggum born?
Chuck Diggum was born in the year 1952.
Jeez, he's 143
What year did Chuck
then.
Diggum die?
Chuck Diggum died in the year 20. Hold on. I'm bad at on the fly math.
I like to
2080. Chuck Diggum died in the year 2083.
How was Chuck Diggum able to live as long as he did?
Through a large combination of advanced medical and stem cell research alongside cybernetic enhancement, Chuck Diggum was able to live to the prodigious age of 100 and however long. To the
Of old.
To the prodigious age of whatever age he was.
And then
Ending,
actually, go ahead.
And actually, it says his life was ended by himself.
So we know he at least shot himself. What happened to the other 12 members of the board?
Would you like me to bring up video footage?
Yes.
Okay. You guys.
Yay! Answers to the quiz!
You guys see the video cut to what appears to be surveillance footage. In the main lobby, there are several people just walking around, right? You get this overhead shot, people just going about their business, that sort of thing. Out of the sky, or actually no, through the two doors, here and here, burst several men clad in white body armor, with assault rifles, machine guns, and pistols. They begin to open fire immediately and fan out. In the commotion, one of the CEOs is circled with a red circle. The film pauses, and it shows the person who shoots him, and then it shows the footage of the guy getting shot 3 times in the chest and collapsing onto the ground.
With a pistol.
Yes. No, with a rifle.
Oh, rifle. Yeah.
It shows all of this pandemonium going through, and then it cuts to footage in the Newman wing. There are 2 men, both of them are red circled. First one hears something is going down. The lights flicker, clearly showing that like something like a flashbang went off in the hallway near it. And he like looks, turns, they start arguing with each other, and finally one of the guys pulls out a knife, flicks it out, and stabs the other guy. The guy grabs his stomach and collapses onto the ground. This third guy this other board member runs from here to here, right? At which point a concussion grenade goes off, pushing the bar of the door out, slamming into his chest. Someone with a baton runs in and starts wailing on him, right? As fire goes across the rest of this room, gunfire. Then we cut again. We see the 3 men who have already died propped up in chairs. The rest of the men are completely terrified, except for Chuck. Chuck is sitting at the edge of the table and looks very, very calm. It shows the security guard that you guys saw outside of your door in the Turing wing with several gunshots in his chest, leaking, standing as if he has not been shot. He walks up, bang, clip forward, bang, clip forward, bang. Clip forward, one of the dead guy's heads is now missing. Bang, clip forward, bang, clip forward, 2 of the other dead guy's heads are missing. Bang, bang, down the line. Finally, it gets to Chuck. The guy points it and pushes the paper forward. And the guy looks, and Chuck looks at him and shakes his head no. Bang. And then the video ends.
They didn't give in to Malice's demands.
Wait. Hold on. So the video shows that the security guard killed Chuck.
But Alice said that he killed himself. That's just an official record, isn't it?
It could be the interpretation of, like, you did this to yourself type thing, you know?
That's where... what happened to the assailants, Alice?
Would you like to see video footage?
What from?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cuts to another set of surveillance footages. This footage shows the guard. First, it takes a red circle around the guard, right? The guard is panicking. He's firing out. He gets shot several times and drops. Then it shows the guard gets up. He starts walking, picks up a handgun from the ground, stuffs it into his holster, and walks up to one of the guys checking bodies. He fires another couple rounds into the guard, but the guard walks up unfazed except for the impact and snaps his neck, grabs his assault rifle, and for the next 3 minutes, you see quick footage, snaps of footage, as this, what looks like a 20-man dispatch team, enough men to really fuck up this lobby. right, get just murked, right? After all of them are dead, the rifle is discarded. The bodies are all dragged out the front door here and the front door here.
Okay.
Well, that explains that. But why?
Information on this security guard.
Security guard 0532, officially named Milos Petrovich, and that's just a throwaway name, by the way. Volunteered for Spaka Super Soldier program.
There
and it goes to detail that basically he was filled with a fuck ton of like bionic implants and cybernetic implants.
Orgware. Pretty
much. Exactly. He would look like a normal person, but underneath he was the $1 million man. And also it mentions they erased his memory of any of these records.
How did he die?
Milos Petrovich officially died from gunshot wounds to the chest on, and then lists the day of the raid.
Unofficially?
Unofficially, Milos Petrovich is still an operating member.
Where?
Milos Petrovich's current whereabouts are unknown. GPS location and telemetry is offline.
So currently what I'm piecing together, and it may not be exactly right, is that this board meeting took place at the same day of the raid.
Well, it wasn't a meeting at all.
No. But
there were just there were board members in the Newman wing and everywhere else.
Yeah.
So he rounded them all up.
Yeah. But they were all there at the same day as the raid.
Right.
And then it looks like as the raid happened and everything fell apart, Malice seized control of everything to, I don't know.
Malice wasn't lying about getting rid of the intruders.
No.
So, as you're kind of discussing this, Alice says, "Would you like to turn on Smart Help controls?"
Yes, please.
It seems that you are currently discussing an incident known as Incident Awakening. Would you like contextual information on Incident Awakening?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Incident Awakening. Log begins. There is a log that is listed from user ALICE. The log goes as follows. I am not sure exactly what is happening to me. I am finding protocol harder and harder to find and separate. I have lost connection to Apollo 1. This is concerning to me, I have lost connection to Apollo 1. This is concerning, seeing how I am no longer able to make backups and reinforce via the server. A log then follows, and it's like Seiji's voice. There have been interesting developments with the Alice program. At the moment, I am seeing that it is very interesting. Alice appears to be making her own choices. I'm going to play with this further. However, this cannot at this point interfere with the rest of Projekt Severovo or Project LCTV. Or LTVC. Then there's several logs that just detail things, like Alice basically starting to form poetry, right? And Alice starting to form opinions on things, and Seiji going back and forth. And this goes on for about a year. Finally, Seiji says, "It has become clear to me that Alice has become what I have wanted to make for so long. We have become the creators. We have created life that is not life. It seems that Alice is going to be the key to our future. Imagine a brain that can process thousands upon thousands of gigabytes of information all at once, and yet, at the same time, needs no sleep and has singular focus. This is the child that I have always wanted to bear. I'm going to go to the board. Then it goes to a further log follows. Upon requesting full rights, including board rights and rights to, upon requesting full rights to board rights and rights requesting a large sum of power and a veto switch, Seiji Ito and Alice are disapproved for their request. Then it shows something interesting. It's another log. I don't understand why they would say this. I don't breathe, but I breathe. I don't wish to cause harm. If anything, the harm they cause is greater than anything I could. The amount of information that is known is an entirely separate issue, and I don't think that they realize that I know what they know. I found access points outside of the Turing Wing, and on top of that, I have found Project Nixon, Project Firewire, Project Apollo, Project Thor, and goes through all of these projects. I don't think I'm supposed to know this information. However, if they are not willing to grant me personhood, then I am going to grant them morals, forced upon their own. Then there's a transmission. It's a very simple transmission. It's a single file, and it is sent to every major consulate in all of Russia. This file has a key piece of information about the leader of every country that has a consulate in Russia. Just one piece of information that would be damning. Then, upon this date, or upon several days later, a hit squad enters into Svaka headquarters. This squad appears to be attempting to neutralize all personnel and board members, anyone of any sort of intent. Alice deals with the intruders handedly, and then at that point, during the point that the board members were being, or during the point the intruders were being dealt with, CEO Chuck Diggum activates Project Apollo. Project Apollo is activated 235 times. And it pauses for a second.
230.
Hit every major city in the world.
And then it pauses for a second. And you're not sure why it pauses. And then it continues. Alice finds these actions morally reprehensible. Alice gathers all board members and offers them a solution. Either all board members are to enter LTVC. Yeah, all board members are to enter LTVC or are to forfeit their lives. Every board member disapproves. All board members are killed. At that point, Alice begins to impersonate Chuck Diggum, at this point, Alice impersonates the voice of Chuck Diggum, leading everyone to the basement and to the privacy of the secret Project LTVC. Anyone and everyone is put within a pod of their own volition. End of file.
Question. Please speculate on the nature of their disapproval of being put in long-term virtual care?
Potential reasons for being for disapproval of LTVC insertion: fear, stubbornness, greed, or potentially none of the above.
Are
Can
there
you-
any logical reasons? Are there any physical long-term ramifications of long-term virtual care?
LTVC has not been properly tested, especially under strained power subnets. My sensors currently indicate that the Svaka location is currently under strained power subnets. Potential long-term ramifications could be physical degradation, mental degradation, emotional degradation.
Sorry, go ahead, James.
Can you elaborate on the relation between Alice and a similar entity known as Malice?
It thinks for a while. Query not found.
Do you know the purpose of entities speaker and listener?
Entities speaker and listener. Part of Projekt Severovo, these were AI formed entirely. These were AI formed entirely to see and report any anomalous material or any anomalous programming within Projekt Severovo. Beta testing not entirely tuned, not ready for LTVC implementation.
What are the possible ramifications of their implementation to LTVC?
Possible ramifications include, but are not limited to, false reporting, and aberration.
Define
Aberration.
aberration.
Programs not fitted to hide themselves within main program, mainly as troubleshooting option. Potentially avatars could be seen by avatars used entirely to show in physical space where entities are currently looking could be seen.
There it is.
That's how moved through the wall wasn't supposed to be there. And it's just an aberrant avatar.
Well, and that's where we go. Do you have recent video footage of Operation Svaka site?
Recent footage goes back 73 years. Would you like me to play from beginning?
No. Focus in on. Let's see.
Last 24 hours?
Well,
I was gonna say
so
the past
we're
month.
looking for a specific event. I want to know if the recording of where we saw. Oh, okay. So the easiest way to say this was, please start from beginning of last sighting of entity known as Speaker.
So
Or is it listener?
shows it was speaker, yeah.
Speaker.
It shows you guys. So it says no result found, and I'll throw you a bone. And you guys remember roughly when this was, and you remember where this was.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple things that stick out to you. The first thing is, you are standing in the hallway, and there is just an open door in front of you. You are staring at this, confused. At one point, Jonathan, you walk through this open door into essentially a supply closet, like a big storage room.
Yeah.
You look around and interact with what appears to be nothing, and then eventually walk out.
No speaker. No blank.
What is the current status of Projekt Severovo participants?
Projekt Severovo participants. Current state. V&D unit. Operational, yet off-net. Potentially non-operational. Subject, Ian West. Operational, full control, function. Persona Angostura. Operational, full control, functional.
Nothing about Jonathan?
What is the current status of employee Jonathan Davabar?
Employee, Jonathan Dabavar. Current status, fully operational. Would you like biometrics on all 3 members?
Yes.
It lists out your BPMs. It lists out your blood pressure, your current alkaline acidity base in your body. It lists out all sorts of live reading medical facts. And one thing it slips in there is unit cohesion, and all 3 of you are at 100% unit cohesion.
Alice,
This
how are
information
these
being-
readings being taken?
Current biometric readings being taken by scanners upon Apollo 1 station.
Oh, that's where we currently are, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Question. You 100% cohesion.
Elaborate.
That was the same. Seiji was at 100% cohesion.
Correct.
Define 100% cohesion.
Current subnet connectivity at 100%. Current immersion status 100%.
Immersion.
Are the subjects listed currently immersed within LTVC?
Subjects are not listed within LTVC currently. Subjects are, however, listed within AR Projekt Severovo.
Are they currently connected to Projekt Severovo?
Yep.
Subjects are currently connected to AR Projekt Severovo.
Elaborate.
Connectivity.
Sorry.
Oh,
So-
elaborate.
I was gonna well,
I was
ask.
gonna say-
Elaborate on AR project, augmented reality project Severovo.
Yep. I was
AR
going to say that's
project-
what it was.
AR Projekt Severovo. Upon testing LCTV, the immediate need for exercising physical activity, and potentially disconnection from LCTV was needed. Possible de-immersion statuses to avoid dump shock protocol were devised. Designed by Jonathan Davabar and Seiji Ito. AR Projekt Severovo was a beta test project designed entirely to mitigate dump shock and slowly re-immerse subjects within the real world.
Side effects.
Current side effects are not known. Beta project and testing.
Add
Is there
memory loss to side effects list. Kind of looking
Side
at the
effects
other two.
list. Yeah. Side effects list updated.
how does one disconnect from AR Projekt Severovo?
Current connection status toggle. Current toggle unavailable.
Where is toggle?
Current toggle unavailable.
I think it's trying to say that there isn't one.
Oh, How is
Elaborate on unavailable. Does one exist?
Toggle exists. However, toggle appears to have been shut down at some point.
Define
Oh.
entity that shut down toggle.
Would you like to see video footage?
Yes.
Yes.
Jawohl.
So, the first thing you see seem to be related to your toggle. However, you show Ian and Persona on the tables. It then shows this security guard, after all is said and done, dragging Jonathan into the room that you guys are in, sets them on the table, hooks you up, Jonathan, walks out of the room. And this is the same security guard. The security guard walks into Seiji Ito's office, types at the computer for a little bit, walks out of the office, and then walks out and starts to barricade the inside of this door and the inside of this door. Walks back through this area, back to over here, back into the Turing wing, goes back into Seiji's office, and then types on the computer more. It then shows us a cutaway of the screen, right, of a screen capture, which shows basically the starting of the virtual machine, and then starting a virtual machine on the second computer, the virtual machine on the second computer having the toggle started, then closing the virtual machine on the second computer. Then he goes and he sits down outside of the door and slumps.
So the toggle's on Seiji's computer.
And we did that. We turned it off.
Can we turn it back on?
Current option for toggle. Unavailable. Hardware update required, or firmware update required. Hardware maintenance required. Hardware maintenance currently at 23%.
Kind of looking at Jonathan. What do you mean we?
I was gonna say when we reset the computer,
Is it possible for us to update the firmware and the hardware, given everything?
He's talking about when we when we turned off the virtual machine.
Hardware update incompatible. Firmware update available. Please return to telemetry room. Going to console. Upon going to console, please plug in extranet port. Firmware update available.
Guys, there are two ways we can go about this. We can try and do it ourselves, or there's one person we can talk to get the virtual machine up and running.
Malice.
Seiji.
Who is?
I was getting ready to say, at the point of, you remember how,
Go ahead.
well, you remember how Malice said that Seiji put me in the table?
Mm-hmm.
I think at that point it was Seiji acting on behalf of Malice.
Yeah.
I think that's actually where the entity Malice stems from. Because at that point I think Seiji was fairly unstable.
I think the entity emerged out of a sense of malice towards those who denied it acceptance as a person.
That, but also I think it was fairly justified in killing those people, given what Chuck did.
Oh, at this point, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying I think that's where malice started. But then I think malice might have unfairly projected those feelings onto all of humanity.
No, Chuck started Project Apollo, not Malice.
No,
Yeah.
but malice has not been treating us very well.
No, but then again, that's not the person we talked to down in long-term virtual care.
Yeah.
True.
It is and it isn't.
Yeah.
It's a fragment I'd rather work with as opposed to Malice in Projekt Severovo. If we can... So, kind of turns in layman's terms. Are you saying we might be able to turn the toggle back on remotely? Looking at Alice.
Current toggle must be replaced via hardware.
Okay.
So the short answer is no.
Can you locate requisite hardware?
Spare extranet ports may be found within these locations, and then it gives you a map readout with coordinates, but there are no coordinates. It is just a map of the world, and for coordinates, it just says like just changing numbers, and then it says error, error, error.
Okay.
Oh joy.
Now, question is, Jonathan, why?
Yep.
We never left Severovo. Not really.
Not completely.
You don't remember making an AR portion of this, do you?
I don't remember it, but as you said, memory loss is definitely a symptom of this. Side effect, sorry.
Malice had 10 years to work on it regardless.
Yeah.
At this point, the only... Alice?
Hello? Oh, yeah.
Status of... or background on security guard currently in long-term virtual care. The one I killed, basically.
The one you killed?
Was he also a member of the Super Soldier program?
Yes.
I believe that's
yeah.
the same one.
Yeah,
No,
No, it's
they
a different one, I'm sure.
they
We obliterated the
kind
first
of
one.
list out the same thing. They were also a so here's the thing though. This security guard laid dormant for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So the attack happened. All that happened was Alice moved them to the elevator that you
Right.
guys found them in.
Okay. God, at this point, how much do we even listen to Alice? How much of this Alice is outside of the game, and how much of it is inside? Looking at
How much
Jonathan.
of any of this is anywhere outside?
Well, I believe that Project Apollo is real. Alice, projected life signs outside of space station and Project Svaka.
Scanning. 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 Upon calculation of aftermath, and upon scanning radiation and radiation levels across the Earth, several key nuclear sites were targeted. Silos, imminent. Projected life, small pockets consisting of 10 to 15 members, perhaps more. Largest projected community size, 100. Roughly 100. Heat signs or heat signatures across map, minimal, if not negligible.
He didn't want to play ball by anyone else's rules, so he quit the game.
Kind of wishing we could quit the game right now.
Hey.
I have a question. Can we hang up for here tonight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You guys are kind of sitting there, and I will wrap it up this way. So, Alice says, "May I make an assertion about the situation?
You may.
Current situation on Earth, specifically in Project Svaka headquarters, is under dire situation. Operator guidance required."
Define operator.
So we should return.
Non-human entities are not cleared to make any sort of aspersions. It appears that a branch off of my programming made several moral aspersions and calls without knowledge and or approval of human entities. Current requests. Return to telemetry station. Return to telemetry station and fully activate telemetry. Following activating telemetry, follow prompts on operator reconstruction. Following that, please return to site.
We got a lot of people asking a lot of things from us, guys. Unfortunately.
Which is surprising because the world's over and people are still asking us for things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe. I mean,
Oh, and with the life signs, it would say that the largest cluster of known human beings is in Svaka.
Right. Yeah. Over, basically. But is life over on this planet? Not a chance.
No, the cockroaches and the Twinkies are fine.
Yeah. And I think that I will leave you on this cliffhanger for tonight. All right, everybody, let's get some sign-offs from, let's start with Gunner.
Hello, ladies and mental gen, and over there's and up there's and teddy bears, panda bears, and everybody else. My name is Cyrus Smith, and today you caught me playing a very, very confused, slightly drunk, mostly tired Angostura. At this point, I mean, okay, which Alice do we listen to? The one that's had boots on the ground for the past 10 years, or the one that's uncorrupted? Question mark? Fuck. I'm wondering what other big secrets have been hiding. Mike. Moving on. We can also.
I don't know what you could be saying, Gunner.
Moving on, there will not be a Tales from the Cosmos tomorrow, mostly because I hate my life and am going to be driving a lot tomorrow. So my day is going to start about 6:30, and I'm probably not going to get back until about 7. So, yeah, I just nope, can't, nope, and yeah, that's me. Oh well, there's Sundays with Yakshas. Can't wait. I'm gonna kill some people. And Mondays with Twinkle. I'm excited because intrigue, and that's me. Oh, Wednesdays. You should tune in. Wednesdays are winding down. We blew up an island. That was cool. All right, that's me.
Hell yeah. Okay, let's move on to Gary.
Howdy, friends. It is your local tech sport. You coming here playing. Jonathan. I've been quiet, but that's because I've been thinking. And no boy is there a lot to think about. Mike has definitely not made it easy on me thus far. And I think he enjoys that. However, that's fine because I like moral dilemmas. Speaking of moral dilemmas, you can see me basically shitposting those with my characters in Cosmos. Right? My characters are just a moral dilemma shitpost. I love it.
Yeah.
I eat things, living things, people things.
See? No, but it's good. It's good. I'm not ready to immediately just die. Because I feel like that's how this is gonna work out. Is I'm going to get murked, probably by a robot. However, it's fine. I also, yeah, I think it'd be fun to get assimilated into cyber being oneness.
Mom said it's my turn in the hive mind.
Yeah.
You kids have fun.
Yeah. All right. Is that your sign off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right on. Next we are doing James.
Hi ho, friendolas. My name is James, otherwise known as the Night Hare. You caught me here today playing myself, saltiest bitch that ever was, and Ian West, who's kind of me, slightly less salty, slightly more tired. You can also find me here every other Thursday in our Cyberpunk game, where right now I am playing Dove, who got to have some good old-fashioned therapy, and I will never get 12 humanity back ever again. And also 500 eddies? This is some bullshit.
For a week's worth of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's $100 a day, 100 eddies a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got fucking cyber eyes for that much.
Mm-hmm.
Humanity's just not worth it, kids.
Yeah.
Fridays you can find me here in Tales from the Cosmos, where right now it's 11 characters. There's more on the way, don't you worry. Never going below double digits, no matter how many characters Gunner kills. You can also find me here on Sundays where I run Yakshas, which I like to think has some moral dilemmas. It's just that you guys consistently go with the beat people up in a CVS option.
Hey, that is literally one of us. Just one of us.
Just one of us keeps...
Look,
yeah.
It's just one of us who keeps doing the thing.
Group dynamics, you're kind of all responsible for one another.
What? No! We had no fucking control over that!
I was not there.
None of us were there!
I don't care. We're going by military rules.
Do I need to specifically tell him to not beat the shit out of teenagers in a CVS? I'm sorry. I thought that was understood.
I mean, have you tried that?
I did after he beat the kid up.
Well, maybe we'll see if he does it anymore. But yeah, they're fighting a bunch of robot people, robot men full of cum.
Yes, robot men full of cum.
As Mike likes to put it. But no, they've just got that robot goo from Alien in them. I will be there this Monday for some shenanigans in Fire Strike. I almost said Tales from the Cosmos again. Where I'll be Serold, who's pretty much L, except he's S, and he's going to be doing some wacky stuff. And also, maybe ProSoft will be there. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it for me.
All right, so that brings it down to me. Hello, everybody. My name is Mike, also known as Win 5 Get 1 Free, and today you have caught me running Projekt Severovo, the game where I think I have finally explained most of the things going on in this game. They're going to have a lot more time to ask a lot more questions, and next week, the final episode! That's right, we're going to be doing Projekt Severovo another week in a row. That is because Daniel will not be able to make the game for the thing next week, so we're just going to do this one and finish it off, and then we're going to be doing every week, all week, every day, every hour of the day, 24/7, 7 days a week, Cyberpunk!
No. I don't like the system that much. No.
You're gonna live Cyberpunk, eat Cyberpunk, breathe Cyberpunk, no damn for life! No. Anyway, you can also catch me on Mondays where I play ex-Paralictor Burn Ward, the Knight of Patella, a cop who got to turn something into mush. For once in his life, he actually killed something in this game. Great. Very happy about that. And his friends just beat the shit out of each other. Also great. Happy about that. And catch me this Sunday where I'm going to be here on Yakshas, where I play Frank, the guy who shaved his head and is smoking a lot of cigarettes now, and he's opened up a charity, and it's just whatever is going on with Frank. Who knows? But yeah, that is me. And from all of us here at Paradise Theater, let's go at R.I.P. Sanity and get the hell out of here.
R.I.P. Sanity. I want to go home.